go to your labs and homeworks, you'll notice that um, there is a documentation here that I have uploaded. I would encourage you to download this into your local machine and unzip it. Java AI microservices in GCP, Quarkus, GKE, and DGL. See if you can find it on the internet. I mean, on a course portal. That is one. The second thing is the tree pilgrims. This is the second project, the Eloquent transformers you're doing. This is the second project that we have to do. So I'll just click on this right here. Should we do that?
The same spec we saw in Slack.
Yes, yes, with minor things. I added your poem to the end. All right, guys. So this is it. And I'll spend some time, I suppose, talking about this project. The first one was Eloquent Transformers. This one we call Tree Pilgrims. Now, the purpose of this is to distinguish between what tree does this look like? Can somebody identify it?
That's definitely a weeping willow.
Yes, it's certainly, it is a weeping willow. We want to distinguish between this and let's go down and another tree. So this, of course, if you look at the tree bark or the tree trunk, you can tell that this is a pepper tree. Right? And of course, you can spy a little bit of pepper here and so forth. Little pepper fruits in this image. So the context is like this. Consider we are an ecologically motivated organization named the Tree Pilgrims. Our goal is to apply AI and computer vision techniques to travel, identify the trees around us, and bring out their beauty for the world to appreciate. Through this, we invite people to spend more time sitting under the beautiful trees and cultivate a relationship with them. So that's a context. There's a bit of introduction, and we are, so the idea is that you should be able to recognize any tree, but because we have limited time and you would have limited data, excuse me. So therefore, just distinguish between the weeping willow and Peruvian tree. These are very common. I think if you just walk around your house, you will encounter these, the weeping willow and the Peruvian trees. I would suggest taking a walk around your neighborhood and looking at a few of these so you have a clear idea what is it that you're writing a classifier for. Right? And these certainly are beautiful trees. You can spend a lot of time, just take a book in hand and sit under the trees and spend some time if you are so inclined. So this is a computer vision problem purely. Now you'll be using you'll be using machine learning models. Now I'm asking you to make 5 different models. The simplest of which is at the bottom. Just make a simple logistic regression model and see how well it can classify between a weeping willow and pepper tree. Deliberately, I took these trees to be somewhat close to each other. In other words, it's not very obvious. It's not that we are comparing a palm tree with an oak tree, in which case the differences are pretty obvious. We are comparing 2 trees that are not exactly similar, but there is some similarity between them if you look at it from a distance. So see how well the logistic regression does, how well the random forest does, then create simple feed-forward network, no convolution there. See how well it does. Then home grow your own convolutional network, right? And try it out. Now for these things, your convolutional and so forth, you'll need a lot of data. So when you gather data, this is something I want all of you to do. See, you need to pool in your resources, create an open directory in Google Drive or somewhere where all of you go and see all of you, if you get, let's say 10 pepper trees and 10 weeping willows, you will, between the whole class, you'll have 200 pepper trees and 200 weeping willows. That will be a pretty rich data set. So the data set problem can best be solved only by cooperative work. See if you guys can do that. Right? get good pictures, characteristic pictures of weeping willow and pepper trees. Right? And of course, if somebody finds an open source collection of these tree pictures, please share it with everyone so you guys can use that. Lastly, the easiest one of them all is at the top, which is just use a pre-trained model. Take, I don't know, BGG16 or whatever you like, ResNet and so forth. Apply it to your problem and see how well it does and use the tree dataset for just fine tuning. When you're just fine tuning, you can get away with small dataset sizes. But when you are doing it from scratch, you need more data. And one easy way to get more data, if all you have is 200 of each, you can use data augmentation techniques. These augmentation techniques come built in with torch vision. So it will crop, rotate, do all sorts of things, add noise and so forth to the data. So play, one of the things I want you folks to do is to play around with data augmentation techniques because this is real life, guys. When you have to deal with data, unlike the benchmark data sets, ImageNet and C400, etc., which have been, well curated, tremendous amount of effort has gone into preparing those data sets. Real life is when you try to solve a problem, one of the biggest hurdles you'll face is data is not there and you have to go gather the data sometimes. Either extract it from raw material, extract it from the database, do all sorts of processing, or quite literally go hunt for it on the internet. Right? So this sort of is a taste of real life, guys. Do that. Now, when you get data, you need to squeeze the maximum juice out of it. So do not ever underestimate or forget to use data augmentation techniques. We talked about it early on, I believe in the very first or second session, week of this long workshop series. We have talked about data augmentation. Hint, PyTorch and Torch Vision comes literally built in with it. You can add it with a couple of lines, but do data augmentation techniques and do that. It will be useful for both convolutionals and feed forward, right? And of course, random forest and logistic. Everything will benefit from it. Pre-training, you might get away without doing data augmentation, but that. Are we together, guys? So there are a few questions that you need to address. How does the performance of each of these models compare? Observe all the classification metrics on your model and note the differences. Also, now that you're going into production, one key factor is how much is the cost in time to perform inferences. So you get a user request, user submitted an image. What is the inference time? And think about it. How does the inference time relate to the classification accuracy of your models? Make a plot of it, see how well they respond to, and see what you can do about it or what you learn from that. There's a lot of learning in there when you do this. How long does each of the approaches take to train your data set? That's another thing. How much is the training time? Is it in minutes? Is it in days? Is it in seconds? Is it a week? Right? I do that. Finally, and this is for ensemble learning, now that you have built 5 models, why use only one? Why not create an ensemble of all of them and stack them? Right? Put one more deep neural net layer in front of the 5 layers and stack them so that the output of each of the models goes into as input to the stacking feed forward layer, and or support vector machines. So one of these that will do the final prediction based on the predictions made by each of the 5 models. Train it together and see how well it works. Then the other thing that I emphasized is we need to explain why you made that prediction. If one thing we learned from this workshop is explaining your results, your predictions is important. So we have done those things in your lab, right? Just use that. Right? Use Shapley, Lime, and Captain. Those things you can take from our lab session and from the library documentations. put it in the UI, give an explanation, highlight it. When you say red, like this is a pepper tree with 90% probability, you should also highlight what regions of the picture made you come to that conclusion. Right? So it is worth doing that. Lastly, do a neural style transfer. So what is a neural style transfer? This is an artistic rendering of a tree, right, of a weeping willow, I believe. How did we come to this? What I took these images, hang on. And obviously I didn't write the code ourselves. I just took the website,
Deep art.
deepart.io. You take the original image, you take some artistic rendering, and you apply this style onto this tree. When you apply this style onto this tree, it will become this. And of course, this is just not the best of styles to apply to a tree. Um, I think Monet would have been much better, but this was a quick work. And you can see that it has elements of both. It has elements of the style as well as the tree in it, right? So that is it. You need to do neural style transfer. Then how the user experience. The user can either upload an image or provide you a link to an image. Right? So you should be able to work with both. Use your Streamlit library to get started. Then today I'm going to teach you some things of how to, sort of do more robust production environments. So as a starter, this is a stretch goal. You may not be able to do it in 2 weeks, but I'm going to certainly walk you with the code, and I hope that some of you do it. What if you used a very high performance Java backend? Now, Quarkus is basically J2E. As you know, J2E was spun off into an open source project, Eclipse Jakarta EE project. One of its high performance implementations comes from JBoss, Red Hat and JBoss, who are fairly dominant in this community, and their Quarkus framework, microservices. One good thing with the Quarkus is, unlike other Java frameworks like say Spring, etc., Quarkus compiles straight to native Linux binaries. That is one big advantage. The other big advantage of Quarkus is deploying it to cloud, especially Google Cloud. It is almost, it's a complete no-brainer. It is almost as easy as deploying to a local machine. And I will take you through those steps. So what it means is that you have a very rapid iteration. You can write your code, keep editing your code, and keep pushing it to the cloud, and keep seeing you can affect the production behavior very rapidly. Right? You don't have to go through an elaborate process of deployment. None of those, even Docker deploy or Docker file. Imagine that you are able to create microservices, containerized microservices, Dockerized, without creating a Docker file at all, right? And when your application goes, it's you have a choice of either as keeping it as Java class files, a jar file, or making it into a pure binary. Right? And I will walk you guys through it. Now, those of you who have worked with C, C++, and etc., and know that native binary code runs orders of magnitude faster than scripted languages like Python or JavaScript. It's much, much faster, right? And much more robust, because 30, 40 years of investment has gone into, more than that has gone into the multi-threading model, the concurrency model, and the maturity of those languages. So I personally find that deploying microservices with pure native code written in Java. Java gives you a very clean interface to write code with Java, Kotlin, Scala, by the way. When I say Java, I mean each of the three. You can pick your language of choice if you like Kotlin. For example, in many of the things I'm moving personally to Kotlin, but I still am heavy on Java. Scala, I was, though frankly, I'm withdrawing out of Scala. But you do that, but you can deploy. And then see, these languages are very good to write code, very structured code you can write. And but there's a learning curve to it. I will assume that most of you have very basic familiarity with Java. But in any case, I'll explain to you the code. And then on the front end, these days, more or less, when you create enterprise class applications, the front end These days, the reigning king of the hill is React.js, and the second is Angular. So I have mentioned React.js, but if you prefer Angular, use Angular. A bit of experience in my team. For many, many years, we used Angular. We stayed with Google as it came up with more and more versions of Angular. But recently, we did once again an evaluation, and we realized that React actually has a lead now in mindshare and components in many ways. So we are in the process of, you know, ensuring that our new applications within my team are developed in React.js. Right? So that is something for you to play. The learning curve of React is very, very low. You can get productive in half a day or a day. Right? So what are the machine learning libraries we are using? We are using, of course, PyTorch, Torch Vision, Shaftline, CapTem, Scikit-learn. You realize that we have the code. Practically, you will see that the code of almost everything is there in the labs. This is the art of putting it together and doing as a real project. All right, this is it. Now, one thing that I haven't seen you guys do is create a proper white paper and presentation. Do that, guys, right? Ultimately, you want to write an article on your experience of learning this or so forth. You need to put yourself on the map. It's important to write articles, post it to any of these places. See, places like Medium, uh, you can have two perspectives. Either you can aspire to put it there when you're starting out, or you may later on when you mature. Like for example, I don't put it there because it looks awkward. That because the most of the articles that are there, they are of very they are sort of people who are in the early stages of their career who have put articles there. But since you guys are starting out in deep learning, it will put you on the map. Certainly, right? You don't have to put it in Medium, put it in your own blog, but put it and then make a reference to it in your LinkedIn profile that this is the blog about your experience or so forth. Trust me, those blogs get discovered far more than your resume. And those blogs will have recruiters chasing you. So that is that. The rest of the things are the same, collaborations and so on and so forth. I've kept the project very simple. Most of the pieces are from your lab code. So I'm expecting that in 2 to 3 weeks, you'll finish it. Right? So do your milestones and get over it. I will do one thing today. I am going to, so some of the helper code, literally all the code has been released. It's a 20-hour project, guys, but it may take you more if you're completely new to many things, or if you need to go back and review your um, notes or the lab notes and so forth. So any questions, guys? Does it look easy and straightforward so far? Those of you who read the instructions, were the instructions clear?
The instructions are clear, but there is a many parts.
Yes, there are many parts. But as I give you a hint, most of it is from literally the code is there in your labs.
There's also the back end to tackle that's new for a lot of us.
No, see, here is the thing. You don't have to. Like I said, the doing that part is a stretch goal. You don't have to do it. In the first part, just do it with Streamlit. The way you did the transformer project, do it exactly like that. Right? Ignore the much more enterprisey way of doing it with Java and all that.
Well, we do want to deploy it and productize it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah, taking you to so the cloud part and the Docker containerization part, I'll walk you guys through today. Huh? That is the crux of what I'm going to talk about and walk you guys through. So if you download it, did you guys download the tar zip file that I gave?
Yes, sir.
This file, have you guys unzipped it? Let me point it out. This file, guys, it's in your lab.
Yes.
You have, right? So if you do it, I'll just open it on my local machine. GCP deployment. Okay. So I've made it into an HTML file for you. But if you allow me, I'll just open it. Maybe I can do it as a HTML file. Okay. Chrome, Quarkus, GKE HTML. Actually, let me open it as empty because if I notice that something needs to be done, I can keep fixing it and updating it also. In case something is unclear and I add additional instructions to it. So if you open this file, it should look something like this. Is it looking something like this, guys?
Yeah.
I'm still opening it.
Okay. Zoom plus equal. Where is the equal symbol? Okay. Oops, sorry. Zoom plus. Give me a second. Oops, sorry. Okay, this is the file that you have.
Asif,
So
is
let me
there
walk you through what
a
we are.
markdown file inside that folder?
No, I have given you the HTML.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's folder upload.
Yeah.
And
Actually, let me use the HTML itself so there is no confusion. But if I have to update it, I'll have to update it. I exported it to HTML so that it looks exactly the way it is because every markdown looks differently on different machines. So I wanted to take precautions. All right, guys. So we are going to use two principal technologies for just the containerization and go to cloud. And we will use a particular Java library, DJL, to load our PyTorch models, our Python models created, but load it for inference into our microservices. So the first part I will talk, and I don't know if we'll get time, because I want you to do it as we move along. Right? So first of all, guys, on your screen, let me start with this. Go to your Google Cloud Console, cloud, console. If you go to your cloud console, which is cloud.google.com, actually, this is something I should mention into the doc right in the beginning. Let me
yeah,
add,
I've already set one up.
let me add it here. Visit the cloud dedicated project. Oh yeah, log into, yeah, I have mentioned it. So you should log into your Google Cloud Console here. Let me go here to your cloud console. If you click here, you will go, and assuming that you do have an account with Google GCP by now, all of you, what you need to do is, and I'm taking you guys to complete scratch, right? What you do is, do you see this API projects and so forth? Ignore that actually. No, it is because, first of all, I'm logged in as the wrong person. Let me log in as support vectors. Okay.
Asif, can you increase the font size?
Yes, I will. So let me show you what I mean. See, in my case, guys, I have many accounts and I have to keep switching between them. Okay, so are we all here? Oh,
Asif, for
again, it is complaining. Yeah. Sorry, guys, because I have many accounts on this machine. I have to switch between them. Okay. Okay. So once you are here, you should see something like this. Okay. Do you see this selector project? So before I do this, right? Do you see this selector project? Right? Before you come to it, you should see a dashboard of yours, right? As you can see, I've already been started breaking up a bill, 836 and so forth. What you do in the selector project, if you have a project, it's fine. If you don't have a project, what I would suggest is create a project called ML400. How would you create a project? Go to the top here. Do you see this location, guys? Go to this. And now you can create a project and associate a billing and so on and so forth. Let me see if I have added that instruction to this or not. Yes. So yeah, so you can create a new project. In this example, call it project ML-ML400, just so that we are all on the same page. Create a project by this name. Right. Once you have created this project, and remember guys, this project you have to be careful. You will start raking up bills. So I suppose that should be a motivation to you to finish your project within 2 weeks so that you don't rake up more than $25. Right? And you can of course share it amongst the 3, 4 partners that you are, so that each person gets a $5 bill, hopefully no more.
You say location or as no organization.
Come again?
I'm going on the next step. I gave it the name project dash ML400. Now it
Yeah.
wants a location. Now should we just keep that alone?
Yeah, in my case, I keep it supportvectors.com, but you can browse and you may have multiple locations, IDs, like which is the billing account it will be.
My
Footer,
personal.
right? So put whatever you want, whatever it is relevant in your context. Right? And just create a project. A project is just an outer container for billing purpose. Now, I want to hear if all of you have successfully created a project by now or not.
Takes forever.
It's complaining that it's not unique.
Oh, yes. So, well, okay. In fact, in my case, it is project ML400. So call your project,
Dash Kate or something.
yeah, call your project whatever you want to call it. One suggestion I would give is, because there are so many accounts and things that get involved, I always put the name spacing. So between projects and pods and, instance, I mean, groups and so forth. So what I do is, whenever I name things, I put a prefix. So if I say group hyphen something or a pod, yeah, application name, I'll say app hyphen this or something like that. I try to namespace it. You can follow or not follow that convention. But it doesn't matter what you call your project. Call it whatever you want. Let me know once you have succeeded. After that, you go to the container registry. Where is the container registry? Container registry. So, okay, before we go further, guys, are you all there? Have you done? Kate, are you done with this?
It was hanging because it didn't like the non-unique name. So I just did a refresh on the tab and I have to try to get back there.
Okay, I'll wait for you guys.
Yeah.
I have created the project.
Okay, anybody else who is waiting to create the project or has not created the project? Today is a very long session, guys, because I'm taking you through a long practical journey. Not only this is actually some things that most people see. Going to production is always a weakness for developers or data scientists. They always shake in their boots when you say, okay, take it to production and now we're going to hit you with them, a million hits a day.
If I think I was just caught up between some pickle here. So I downloaded the file. Finally, it got downloaded, and I was trying to kind of listen to you and try to take it. So
Inside the file, you'll find a web page called quarkus-gke.html.
It likes
Just
project name ML400-Kate.
yes, that would be good. Project, ML400-Kate. Did you succeed in creating the project? And
Yeah, it requires something unique there.
yeah,
So
put something unique. Shini?
I'm not. I don't see that HTML page. We under like.
Unzip that folder, see what is in there. There's only one file there in that.
I did unzip. No, I don't see it. I see upload.
Enter that, upload.
Okay.
What do you see there?
I see. Okay, I see that.
You got it?
Yeah. So I'm getting here now.
Open that file and you'll see these instructions. Open it in Chrome, Firefox, Safari, whatever it is. I think Mac.
I cannot see those images. I think, do I have to change a path or something?
Those images should show. No? I have put all those
Yeah, I mean, I see the help file images, but when I click on it, I can see the HTML page, but I don't see the images.
Why don't you
I can
share,
only see the text.
share your screen? Did you unzip looking it straight from the zip file?
No, I did extract it. Yes.
Share your screen, I'll help you.
Yeah, so if when I'm trying to do it, it's just sharing the support worker page. It's not
Guys, one of you share your screen. If you're having a problem, share your screen.
all right.
Is anybody able to see the images?
I tried to select the Kubernetes and it said not available. Now it's offering a compute engine API.
Okay. All right, open it with Chrome.
It's coming here.
What? Okay, do me a favor. Do you have a command line? Can you please go to the command line? Yeah. And go into the directory.
Okay.
Let me see what is going on here. Is anybody able to see the page properly?
I can see it properly.
You are able to see it properly. Okay.
I can
Anybody
see it
else? Praveen, what about
Yeah,
you?
I'm able to see Asif. So
All
yeah,
right.
It works fine, Asif. I mean, if you just open it up as HTML without changing the folder structure, it works fine. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So who is not able to do it? I think Shini, I'm not seeing your screen anymore.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which is my directory. Just a second.
Okay. While you figure it out, who else is having problem? Anybody else?
Me.
It said the Kubernetes engine is being enabled. It might take.
Praveen, share your screen.
Okay.
It's still, yeah. Just needs time.
Did you unzip the file? You have unzipped the file. Now do ls. Yeah. Just do Chrome. Chrome. Do you have Chrome or maybe Google Chrome? Yeah. I think if you have Chrome in your it will work. There
I
it
think
is.
on a Mac, you just do open space quarkus.html.
Okay, just open this by whatever link you gave earlier.
So I opened it here. It's in my browser.
It's in your browser.
In the Chrome.
It is in the dot cache. No, yeah, you're not opened it in the browser, Rafiq. You are still looking at it in the dot, unzipped, tarzip. You look at the dot cache.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, I double click there. That's why I think. So okay. So I will fix the path.
Put
It
that,
should
just
work.
put the path, just literally copy it from the console and put it here. From the console, just copy it. PWD, Control C and PWD. Yes.
Created the microservices.
Okay. Now from Rafiq, yes, click on the HTML.
Okay.
Yes, that's fine. So those of you who are not able to, it's because you're just clicking on the zip file and hoping that images will come. It won't. So you're fine now. Anybody else? Shrini?
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm trying to get there. Yes.
Okay. Kate, how about you?
I am now creating the ML400 microservices.
You are already okay. You're moving along with the instructions. Okay, guys. So then
I
move
already
forward?
suffered trying to do their Hello World tutorial on the Google Kubernetes engine website for a bunch of today, and it was having weird problems. So I'm glad we're stepping through this now. This is a little easier.
Yes. So these instructions, guys, I've written carefully so that it's easy. This is the shortest path to get you guys deploying your projects into the cloud. Huh?
We do need to enable this Kubernetes engine API. Correct?
Yeah, I'll take you guys through it, guys. Please bear with me. We'll follow the instructions. Yeah?
So you will take step by step, right? So I've just created the project name now.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll see if I'm sharing my screen now.
Wow. Okay. 1 second. So now go into the directory. You are in the directory.
Yeah.
Now open Chrome, whatever way in this operating system you do it, this toy system.
Okay.
Chrome and then give quarkus.gke. That's it. See. You don't have command line Chrome. Google hyphen
Srini,
Chrome.
on a Mac, you would use open, OPEN, space Quarkus, yeah.
Yeah.
Ampersand, yeah.
It's coming to my Chrome, but I think.
Okay, just open a new tab in Chrome. Can you open a new tab in Chrome? Yes. No, I want to see Chrome, not the command shell, please. Now,
Okay.
There it is.
I had to close everything.
Good.
Okay. Right.
And Srini, what I did is just on the Explorer, just go click on the double .html file, right? Rest all, it's all mapped to defaults.
Right.
If anything convinces me that you guys should all move to a genuine operating system like Linux, just
No, Mac is Linux. It's a Unix system.
Mac is not Linux.
It
Mac-
finally
Mac
created
is
my
not Linux.
microservice.
Rhapsody or something they cloned.
Yeah, they cloned, yeah.
Let's
All right,
see.
guys. So can we move forward? Is everybody in a good place? Create a new project, please. If you already have a project, that's fine. That too is fine. Huh?
So Asif, here, can you help me here? What do I do here?
Do you see the menu, My First Project? Yeah. So in the drop down, click on the drop down. Do you see the new project in the top right in this dialog? Click on that.
Okay.
Yes. Now create your project name. Give it a unique name.
Okay.
It's better not to give spaces in the name though.
You know, ML400 dash your name or something like that.
Okay.
And organization is mandatory or optional?
Yes, you can click on that and put, otherwise leave it no organization.
It is optional.
Okay. Cancel, create your project. So guys, gradually, once you start working in GCP, you'll realize that these things matter, your organization and these things matter. So for now, it's okay. If it is, I mean, sometimes you get away with a lot in the beginning, but eventually make sure you configure your GCP environment properly. So, all right, now enter that project, the created, select project. Do you see a dialog called select project on your right-hand side?
Yeah. Okay.
Click on that. You can do it or you can go from the drop down again. You are in that project. So now follow along what I'm doing, guys. Anybody else who needs help reaching this point? Have we all reached this place, guys? Speak up, guys. I don't want you
Yes.
to be quiet.
Yes,
Yes, Asif. Yeah.
It is important that you stop me if you are not able to reach him, because we won't get a second chance. You don't want to be left behind. Second thing we will do is, in the top menu here, you see this thing, search product and resources, search for Kubernetes engine. Right? Or you can navigate it on the left-hand side, but a better still, just in this Google Cloud Platform, there's a search menu. You can just search for things. So just search for Kubernetes engine. When you go there, you will realize that you don't have any clusters there under Kubernetes engine. First of all, it will ask you to initialize it, the registry. Do you see container registry? Oh no, sorry, before I even go there, go to container registry. Search for container registry.
Sorry, when I open the Kubernetes engine API.
No, don't. First go to container registry.
Where is that?
Search for container registry, as my instruction says. It's important. You will see a dialogue like this, a message like this. Are you guys seeing it?
Yeah.
Yes, please click enable container registry.
Ah, maybe that
Billing
was
must be enabled.
Yeah, for me it says billing, not registry API.
Okay, so it says Google Container Registry provides secure private Docker.
I
And then you have to use the search bar on the top, the search bar which says search
Yeah,
product.
yeah, yeah. After that, and I said enable container registry.
yes, did you do that? Then wait.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes,
Then
sir.
wait then. I
Okay.
want everyone to reach this place. Is there anyone who has not yet reached this place?
Instead of that enable container registry, the button says enable billing.
Then you have to, yeah, you have to set up your credit card bill first. I'm assuming that you have set up your Google account so far, cloud account. If you have not, if you're really at that level that you haven't engaged with it at all, then get out your credit card.
So as if we're getting this container registry dialog, right? It says container registry provides you secure. And I see the button dismiss and activate. Do we need to activate?
Yes, yes, activate your container registry. Just enable it. Go through the process and make it run. Once you're done, are we all there, guys? Some of you are still taking out your credit card.
I'm trying to get to the part where it says container registry. I'm in that
Search
Google.
for it at the top. Kate, you at the very top, do you see the search bar? Just type the word container space registry.
Thank you.
Looking through that hamburger menu won't get it there, but searching on the search bar will get you.
Yeah, wow, that's tricky. Okay, got it.
That's why, in the instruction, I very clearly say, search for it in the top search bar of the page.
Asif, but then how do I know it is working? Like exam, what will happen after I do that?
Well, you will wait and see. We are going through those steps.
Okay.
So like in the menu, if you go to the tools, the third menu is the container registry. Like if you want to go through the menu, like on the left-hand side, towards the middle down.
Okay, I'm on the container registry and it says all that, but it doesn't have that bar to say enable. So
What do you have?
I've already
have you
enabled it
registered your
because
credit card, etc. there?
I've given it my money already. I've given it my life. So
So what is it? In your case, it may already be enabled.
Yeah, I think, Kate, you've already been working on the tutorial, right?
yeah, but it kept crashing. It kept claiming that it didn't see my project when I tried to push the Docker image to the cloud.
Yeah, so this particular part of it, you might have already crossed. You've already enabled it in your earlier efforts.
Kate,
Okay,
why don't
let's
you
hope.
show me what your container registry page shows?
Okay.
Share your screen.
So I don't have that bar here, and I've already been.
Right, you have no images. It's enabled and you have no images. That's fine.
This is where I am also now.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, by the way, go back, please. Once again, you're moving too far.
I've been doing a lot of this already. Yeah, right
From
here.
the repositories tab, you're in the repositories. Okay, yeah, you're fine. You're in a good place. It is all enabled.
Okay.
So then wait for the next instruction now.
Okay. Yeah, didn't see the nodes though. That's all.
Yeah. Complete only once. You enable it for only once, basically.
Yeah, Asif, it would be good if you could add that, right? If you do this, this will appear here, so we'll not when you go back.
Okay, I'll add those things to the instruction. So guys, are we here? Is there anybody else who is getting stuck here? Let me take some random names. Shiva, are you fine?
Yes, Asif, until this point, yes.
Okay, next, again in this top search bar, see guys, here's the thing, the menu item on the left is very long and deep and it can, you may get lost scrolling. So easiest is just to search at the top. Search for the Kubernetes engine. And when you search for the Kubernetes engine, your top menu, top left-hand corner should say Kubernetes engine. You should be ready to create a cluster.
So click cluster, create cluster, okay.
create cluster.
See, if some of us might need to enable it as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
go ahead and enable it.
enable it.
Yeah.
Can you take a screenshot of that and send it to me? Because see, I've been with GCP for a long time, so none of those steps come. So send me a screenshot of whatever you're facing when you're doing it for the first time.
Too late, as if I've already gone past that now.
All right, it's all right. Enable wherever needed, keep enabling it. Maybe I should put an instruction here that you may need to enable it.
Yeah, the enabling is taking some.
You may need to enable the feature request if this is some count. Okay.
Sir, I have shared the screenshot on Slack.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Let me look at that. Kubernetes engine API. Okay. Thank you for this. Activate. So you clicked on the activate, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. I will add it to the document. Nice. So guys, once you do that, let's go back to this.
So Asif, other is you can also add the API and services. Like you can go to the API and service and look at like all the APIs which are enabled. So that's another like good place to look at what is enabled and what is not.
Anil, there are many ways I'm giving at this moment. I completely agree with you. There
Yeah.
are many ways to slice and dice this, but at this moment I've kept it to a simple reproducible set of instructions. In other words, I tried it out on people who were new, completely new to follow the instruction in QA that they're able to reach the destination. So we'll follow this. So guys, now go create a cluster and call it whatever you want. I've called it ML400 microservices. We can, and when you create a cluster, see, here's the thing. When you create a cluster, a dialog like this will come up. Now, creating a cluster is a complicated business, so we'll go through it step by step. Do not, in a hurry, click create cluster at the bottom. Don't do that. Go create a cluster and pick a region, US West A.
So Asif, I need to catch up because I'm a bit behind. I'm still setting my billing account.
Ah.
I don't know why it's still stuck there. So you guys can go ahead. I'll catch up.
Yeah. All right. So after that, I took this because West states, they have GPU support, etc., which at this moment today we won't use, but we may need later on. Once you are here, guys, at the bottom, don't click create cluster. You go onto the tab. Do you see here? There is a tab called, there's a thing called node pools.
Mm-hmm.
You see where my mouse is, guys?
Yes,
No.
sir.
Yeah. Click on the node pools.
I don't see the node pool.
On the left side.
Yeah, we don't. I also don't see the node pool.
I see it.
Well, it's not on my page.
You mean like default pool or like the node pool?
You can just click on in the node pools is the title and the default pool will be there.
Under, I don't see a cluster basics. I see.
Oh, goodness.
Cluster.
Why don't you share your screen? Let me walk you guys through it, those of you who are not. One by one, can you share your screen?
Okay, I'll start first, if that's all right.
Yes.
And Asif, while Kate's sharing, what was the rationale for picking US West and not Central?
Because we are in the US West.
Yeah, we're in the West. Central is in the West.
When I was playing around, I kind of felt Central is where all the resources were. So I thought you had already reasoned out that West is better than Central.
No, see, here's the thing. A lot of the GPU support used to initially be only in the West. But now I think they're propagating it everywhere. I'll have to check the latest. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's take that question later. I'm helping Kate. Okay. So Kate, you seem to have already created a cluster. Do you see ML400?
Yeah, I have it here.
Into that, click into that. So what you did is, what I was saying is don't click create. You seem to have created create. So now what we will have to do is, it doesn't have a node pool. So you'll have to, so here's the thing.
Delete it.
Delete the cluster. Let's follow.
So no, I think Kate, you can click on edit and you can go to the node pool.
Oh, look, there's a node pool.
No. Click on the edit. And if you scroll down, you'll see the node pool bottom.
But now your instructions will look different from what I am taking you through.
Yeah, but like from the menu perspective, that node pool is there and it has the default pool like which is created.
Okay, so the node pool, select the series as N1. I mean, if it would be simpler, I can just delete.
Just delete it.
Yeah.
So that your instructions work.
Okay, let me just. That's fine. I haven't done anything.
Yeah. So guys, be patient. As I said again and again, do not click the create cluster button. Create button when you do it. So go back again, please.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Go back. All right. So I'm back here.
Yeah, you have get rid of it. You can delete it. At the top, you see the delete button. Delete it. Yes.
It's okay. This is good to understand how to backtrack. Okay, because I don't think I saw. Well, it said optionally go now to the node pools.
Yes.
So I didn't understand.
So now you follow the instruction, Kate, literally as it is given in the notes. Because
okay, well, I thought I was, because I went down to that and then it said optionally about node pools.
See, one thing that you may do is, see, I'll tell you why it is important. It is optional, but we need to do some configurations we'll do. So guys, is there anybody else who has trouble reaching this far? Just creating a cluster and giving it a name?
No.
All of us are here, right? So then you go to the node pool. Are we having difficulty clicking on the node pools thing on the left-hand side menu bar and giving to this thing? Default pool,
No.
Default pool, and then what you do is under default pool, do you see nodes?
Yes.
So what you do is leave the image type with Docker and so forth. Change the series. It is cheaper to use the older generation because at this moment you're just doing development and playing around. No reason to use more expensive hardware. So change over your series to N1. And choose your machine type to be 4 CPU, 15 GB. So I'll tell you things that you don't do in production. And typically, you don't use such, like we don't use such small instances. For AI, we use large instances. The other thing is that we don't use standard disks. Standard persistence disks are those, those mechanical magnetic disks, spinning disks. The choices are standard persistence disk or SSD. SSDs are orders of magnitude faster. Today, a typical SSD, a typical magnetic disk will have a read-write, random access read-write of 10 Mbps. A typical SSD will give you a random access of approximately 4 to 5 gigs per second. So in production, you use SSD, but you make your clients pay for it. But since you are doing development, just pick standard persistence and reduce the size to, you may want to reduce the size to 30. These are just ways to keep your costs low, guys, and still have a pretty powerful instance. So you take 4 CPU, 15 GB, or if you want to be conservative, pick 2 CPU, 8 GB. Though at that moment, things get tricky when you do machine learning inference. It may not work. So are you guys all here up to this place?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So keep it cheap while you're doing development. And of course, you can do other things, compute memory, right? At this particular moment, it is okay to go and create the cluster. And when you hit create, it will materialize the cluster and it will start running. The one thing to know, which I warn you, is that once you create the cluster, remember the billing starts, right? And since I'm bringing so many customers, it seems, to Google today, maybe I should ask them for a kickback. I'm joking. All right.
Asif, below it also asks for maximum pods per node.
Yes. So what happens is, I should explain that. Well, that goes into, yesterday I mentioned that Kubernetes takes multiple instances of your application, roughly speaking, right? And it elastically scales it out. So where does it scale it out? Underneath, there is some hardware onto which it will scale out. So these nodes are the physical hardware, if as close to as you can get to physical hardware, right? So suppose you have 10 nodes. I'll take an illustration. 10 nodes, and you want to say the minimum number of pods should be, let's say, 1, but the maximum number of pods should be 50. Now what it means is, first of all, in the beginning, it will create 1 pod, then 2 pod, then 3 pod, and then suddenly 10 pods will be there. So all of your nodes are occupied, right? Or if you have 10 nodes running, you might as well have 10 pods. They'll be spread across all the machine. The 11th pod that you create will be randomly assigned to one more machine. So now you have multiple pods running in a node. Got it? So now from horizontal scaling, you have started doing vertical scaling, because now a multiple of these pods are popping up on the same machine, right?
Okay.
So now the default says maximum pods per node. So we just leave it like that?
Just leave it as that. Don't worry about that.
Asif?
Yes.
Yeah, I got to a point where now I can see create cluster. So you said something before creating cluster. Is there anything that I need to do?
No. Do you have instructions in front of you?
Yeah.
Follow it exactly.
It just says.
You'll catch up in no time, because I haven't gone very far.
Okay, I will just follow the instruction.
I've got my nodes properly and I'm recreating the microservices cluster.
Okay. Now comes the next step, guys.
So we click on create, sir.
Come again?
After doing the cluster, all the defaults, whatever, then we say create?
Yes.
You have the nodes, unlike what I did first.
So remember, at this moment, you have created a cluster with a few nodes, right? In my case, 3 nodes, and then your default is 3. So remember, you are being built on 3 machines.
Okay.
Right. So that's why that warning. Right? So even if you are sleeping, you will rake up a bit of a cost. The next step, guys, is to now install the Google Cloud's, the SDK or the console locally. You don't have to do that. A lot of people just go to the cloud. They literally give you in the web page a shell, cloud shell, GCP shell. I, though, being from a Linux pedigree, I guess, I like to run things from my command line. So I don't trust I can, I suppose, but I prefer doing it from the command line. So how do I do that? Go ahead.
So it's taking time when now.
Yeah, it takes a while to make the cluster.
Yes, great cluster will take time because hardware resources are being allocated. So imagine that some little, what is it? Elf is running to the hardware store, buying hardware and coming back.
Okay.
So Asif, it says insufficient regional quota to satisfy request.
There's something weird about your project. Why don't you create a totally new project, give it a credit card and do it? It shouldn't be like that. Huh? Or you can change your zone, you can change from West 1A to 1B or something like that. Or worst case, I don't know why that should happen. I've never faced that. I hope you're not using your company account because there all sorts of weird restrictions are there.
No, Asif, it's just a regular.
Anybody else facing such an issue?
So I've
So
faced this in the past, and it happens when you're trying to get a GPU or something, and you still haven't given your credit card and activated the account. In the free, you're not allowed to use a certain set of resources. If you try to pick any of those resources, then it won't give you that.
Yeah. Guys, when you do AI in the cloud, you're for real. You better start paying up. There is no two ways around it. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with Collab and $10 a month, and basically you won't be able to do a lot of things. You can't take your software or your startup to production on Collab. Collab is for
So, as if it says resource, CPUs requires 12, but you are given only 4. So the 8 is available or something.
They may be having local outages. Just change your region. Praveen, doesn't matter. Go to central region or somewhere else. Right. See if that helps you, and make sure your you have set up your credit card. All right, guys, can I move forward now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what you do is click on this link, and when you click on this link, it will open this page. Now, this is an important page, guys. This is installing the Google Cloud SDK on your local machine. Some people choose to, they'll tell you that why bother, the web has a shell and we can do that. I'm not going to give you the instructions for that. You can just go to the Cloud Console and click on it and one will open up. But in my opinion, it is good to have locally installed on your machine. So you all have different operating systems, right? Pick your operating system, whatever it is. And I hope your operating system is Ubuntu, because then you won't have a problem. But the SDK is pretty good, by the way. Google SDK works just fine on everything.
We always move downloaded tar files, installables to like /bin on our Ubuntu machine for this SDK.
No, just follow the
it ends up in my download file.
I didn't understand. You have Ubuntu, right? Are you on this page?
Yeah.
Then
yeah, I downloaded the tar file.
No, don't
it ends
do
up
that. Remember, you're not. I'm suggesting you don't go that route. Go straight with your native operating system, Ubuntu. Click on the tab.
I downloaded for the. All right.
You can get away with the Linux, but I'm telling you that the most stable thing is to go native on your particular environment.
Oh, there it is.
Follow these steps, guys. Yeah. There's nothing unusual. You just have to go follow these steps.
Sir, it's asking select components to install.
No,
Cloud SDK core libraries.
Share your screen, please.
Okay.
Oh, you're on the Windows. You don't get this sort of dialog. Just install everything. Doesn't matter.
Install everything?
Yeah, install the beta command and everything.
Oh, it doesn't allow me to do Cloud SDK core libraries and
that it won't let you remove it. It will insist on installing that. You see the check mark there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else is having problems, guys?
Yeah, Asif, I don't see the screen where you have this nodes, the screenshot of the nodes.
Okay, I'll come to that.
I'll stop sharing, sir.
Okay, so Harini, you're done. I can take back the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe I should share my
screen. Share your screen. Why don't you do that?
Okay, let me
check. Remember when we started the workshop, I said become familiar with GCP, but apparently we haven't given it enough time. So this exercise, I suppose, is useful because now I'm taking you through. So you're right. You have 3 nodes running. Do you see this?
Yeah, I was I did all this, and then I was hoping to see something like this, because you're saying here N1 series and all that. So I don't see that.
Have you? Yes, you didn't. What happened is that you did not go to the default nodes pool. Please go back to your screen. Yeah. GKE cluster, this 9, micro CPU. See what you have done. Okay. You did not follow the instructions exactly, but that is all right. You ended up E2 median. So do you feel like doing it again? It's optional. You don't have to.
I just followed here.
The point is you did
This
not.
is all I did.
Clicked on create.
Yeah, I clicked on create.
You should not. You need to go to the node pool. If you want to have a less expensive option, you have to follow the step right below that, which is the optionally step.
So I think you can mention in the document, do not click on create.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah. See, there's no harm. It's just that you're paying more money for less.
Okay. So you want me to just delete this cluster and recreate one? I mean, I can do that.
Don't bother. Let it be there. You can follow the instructions later on then. Later.
Okay. All right.
Let's make progress. Guys, it is we are moving very, very slow today because we have a long journey to do.
Okay. So I should then jump to now here, connect to cluster, or you want me to go?
So when you are here, so hang on, let me bring up my HT installation notes. Yeah, so you're here. What you would do is, oh yeah, so install the GKE locally, go here and literally follow Control Shift. Follow the instructions, guys, or wherever is the instructions gone. Installation guide. Follow the installation guide for your specific version of the operating system. Follow all of it up to number 3, all of it. And then here is the important thing. From number 4, you must install this part. So for that, I have given you guys the instruction here that after you have done you must install an additional component, which is kubectl. Right? That you see here in the additional components. Step number 4, the only one necessary optionally is the kubectl. Are you seeing it on my screen, guys?
Yes.
So you would say sudo apt-get install or whatever it is in your case, and kubectl, because kubectl is the one that will help you see your containers running in the cloud.
Sorry, so kubectl, is it?
Kubectl.
Okay, so, okay.
Do you guys see that? Are you able to run that afterwards?
So I have to search in.
So in Windows, whatever the instruction is, guys, I don't know. So Windows, let's see what it is. How do you install the optional components? Download to SDK after installation has completed. Okay, in your Windows case, you don't have to do anything. Huh?
Don't have to do kubectl?
It seems so. I don't know. I've never used Windows. You'll find out in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So I apologize. I don't use Windows. So it's hard for me to know what you should and shouldn't do. But if you get stuck, we'll find out in a moment. Huh?
Motherfucker.
So guys, are we all there? Those of you Mac people, are we all there?
Damn it.
Yes.
You're all there, right? And you have also installed your install. Oh my goodness, Mac is so easy. Huh? You just in one shot go and install everything. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Other optional installs. Other install options? No other.
For kubectl on Windows, there's a link to install.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
So Asif, you want to go ahead and install that, right? That zip.
Yeah, I suppose if you have the other operating systems, do whatever makes sense there. I'm a bit handicapped, guys. I don't have a point of reference on these other operating systems.
So can I share my screen?
By all means.
Uh, okay. Okay.
God damn it.
So I have this that has come up. It says pick cloud project to use.
Pick cloud project to use. So you already created the project, no?
Yeah.
Project ML 400 or something you called it. Just pick that.
Yes.
Enter that number. Yeah. So enter 3 there.
Okay. You want to configure default compute region and zone.
Yeah, just hit enter.
Too many options. Enter the list as the prompt.
I think the number 11 or 13 is the right one.
11.
Yeah, between 11 to 13, you can pick whichever one you like.
Okay. Oh, okay. So okay. So what does this mean? It's done?
It's done.
Okay.
Are we together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Where are we right now?
We are still stuck at the same place. I'm helping people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing the.
I want you to know that at the end of it, okay, you're sharing your screen. Good. What am I seeing now, Shini?
Yeah, so I was trying to install, and then it got me the error, right? Like,
which error?
No, G-Cloud crashed.
Oh, I have no idea. Anybody who is seeing these errors? No idea. Shini, I'm sorry. I haven't seen that error. But somebody using Mac, Shankar, maybe you can tell what is going through. You use a Mac, isn't it, Shankar?
So Asif, I'm using Mac as well.
You're also using Mac. Are you not having this?
No, I just unzipped it and then the install.sh took like few seconds. That's all.
So I am also installing Asif. So.
Okay. See if anyone of you can recover Shini's issue.
Asif, when you run the G-Cloud init, it is asking for login.
Yeah, you have to log in once. Log in with your GCP, with your financial account.
Okay.
Google account.
So that's normal, right? Every time you run G-Cloud init.
No. It will be only once. What it will do is, okay, that's a very good point you raised. I should mention in my document. When you do G-Cloud init and you authenticate once, it will put a private key on your machine. After that, you will never have to do it from this machine.
I see.
So that's the point worth mentioning. I should mention it in the doc somewhere. I thought I wrote a fairly detailed and carefully verified doc, but it seems no.
Asif, are the optional elements required?
Yes, kubectl is important. Install kubectl. The only optional element required is kubectl.
Okay.
So can I take over, guys, and share my screen now?
No.
Okay. So when you run Google Cloud init, remember to run Google Cloud init. Let me add this instruction there. Google Compute Engine. It may ask you. It may ask you to log in. Credentials. Which is a one-time activity. Project and host machine. So I added that instruction. It will be updated. So guys, have we all reached G-Cloud init? Shini, any luck with you? Did you debug it?
I'm trying as if tried multiple times, same issues.
Same issue. Something is fishy about your laptop.
Yeah, I'm almost done, I hope, with installing the Google Cloud SDK. Let's see.
So for me, it says it doesn't give the connect button.
You will always have a connect button. Whenever you do, it will always, it means that your instance is not, do you see a green check mark here?
Yeah.
And you don't see a connect button. How is it possible?
No, I don't see. It says no cluster selected.
So select the cluster.
Oh, from where?
See,
Okay,
go
I'll
to
just
Kubernetes cluster tab at the top.
I'm in the Kubernetes cluster itself. Okay, I'll just share so it's easier
Okay.
for you.
See, remember, you just now created a Kubernetes cluster, guys.
So here, can you see? It says all the
Kubernetes, yeah, cluster. Yeah, scroll to the right.
I fully scrolled.
You have to click on the 3 dots.
Yeah, it has become the dots. The point is, just maximize your browser, full screen. Just make it full screen.
Okay, and say connect here.
Yeah.
Do I click on connect?
Yes, you can click on connect, or otherwise, if you, by the way, in future, you can just make sure if you maximize your screen and there is enough space, you won't get dots. You'll actually see the button.
Okay.
So now copy that and run it.
Copy this.
You copy this.
Okay.
And run it.
Run command line.
Yes. Hit enter. Good.
Okay.
Good. Now what has happened? I'll explain to you guys what has happened. But before I do that, all of you please do the cluster init. Yeah, G-Cloud init. Have we all done that, guys?
So Asif, for G-Cloud init in the console, right? Go to that location and do it.
In your local console. Do it in your local console.
Okay, I'm logging in with my now authenticated with the Google Cloud SDK.
Good. Very good. Now what you do is go to your Kubernetes cluster and pick the, so I guess at this point I need to take over because I need to share the screen. So guys, once you have done that, you go back to your, connect to the Kubernetes cluster. You'll see your cluster. Click on the connect button and connect to it. This thing, copy this and run it on the shell, on your command line.
The init is actually asking.
You want us to run in Cloud Shell?
No, do not run it on your Cloud Shell. Run it like the instruction says, copy the command and run it in your command console off the laptop, off the development machine.
Okay, so in the other window that popped up.
Yes.
Just to drive me crazy, it popped up in a Firefox while I've got the other one in my Chrome tab. So
no, see, Kate, if you are doing it in the Cloud Shell, I wouldn't recommend you do it on your Ubuntu has a console, no, it has a terminal. Do it in the terminal.
Okay.
In Windows, a terminal only popped up.
Okay. Okay, good.
Oh.
So when you do that on your local machine, not on your this thing, Cloud Shell and so forth, on your local machine, when you do this, then visit your home directory. By the way, tilde in Unix stands for the home directory. Whenever you see this thing, go to your home directory and you will find a file there in a directory called .cube. And you'll find a file called config. See if the file is there.
You have seconds left.
So Asif, once you are authenticated after running the cloud init, what is the next? So it's a
next step is, according to this, you go back and search for the Kubernetes cluster, you know, the cluster, Kubernetes clusters.
Okay.
Tab, and you should see only one cluster, the one that you just created. Do you see that? Like this, Kubernetes cluster, you'll see one cluster there.
Just checking.
Copy. Yeah. Paste.
Asif, how do you go into the home directory in Windows?
I have no idea. Who uses Windows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody using Harini, you're using Windows.
Yes, I'm going into the folder, into my C drive and checking.
Yes, go to your home directory. It's typically user, your name.
Yeah.
C:\user, then your name.
Yes. So that's where I'm going to the C, users, and checking.
And then find this directory.
Yeah, there is a .cube that has been created. .kub.
Show it to the other person so that he knows where.
Okay.
So C:\user and your name should typically take you to the home directory, and then in that look for a file called or directory called
Here. So in Windows, go to C, user, your directory, and here you can see .cube.
Okay, enter the directory.
Okay.
Config.
And you see the config file, open it. Oh goodness.
How do you want to open? So what do you want me to do? PyCharm? Notepad?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So I'll tell you, do you see that you have your certificate data? You have this thing there. Now you should just read through it. You'll see some of the things will make sense to you.
God, I have to deal with.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Guys, are we all here? Are we all able to see this file in the .cube directory, the config file?
Got the config file. I'm ready to deal with Eclipse again, I guess.
Okay, so hold on there. We'll get there.
Asif, can you share your screen once more so that let me sync up with where you are?
Yeah, so I'm here still waiting for people to confirm that they have run this command, connect to cluster on the shell. Can I assume, guys, that you all have and you have all gone and looked at this file? Is there anybody I need to wait for?
Asif, I'm not able to see
I'm
that
not there yet.
config file.
Did you run this command?
Yes.
And are
It
you
is created, but
on Ubuntu or what, Windows?
Windows.
Okay, so go to your home directory and look for the .cube folder. Alicia, I think you have a young baby at home.
So Asif, that command you're highlighting in black, that needs to be run from the terminal, right?
Yes. So if you click on this, copy icon, it will copy it into your clipboard, and then you just have to go to terminal and run it.
It doesn't copy.
Asif, I've tried multiple diagnostic things from Stack Overflow. Doesn't seem to help.
So I have good news for you.
Okay.
The Lambda Lab is giving discounts.
Yeah, I got to do something.
So the copy doesn't work, Asif, in the.
It doesn't just copy the whole. If needed, just look at it and type it on your computer.
Yeah, I'm just going to type.
Do whatever it is. Yeah. Remember, you're not copying from my image, right? You're copying from your own dashboard. Sanjay, I hope you're copying from your own Google dashboard. I can't hear you.
Where would we see that command in the Google dashboard then?
Yeah. Could you please share your screen?
Okay. Okay, so this is where I am.
Google. Now go back to clusters. Do you see that back arrow? Yeah, click on that.
Yeah.
Now, so many things are here. Just kill all of these things and scroll on the horizontal scroll. Yeah, dot, 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 connect. Copy this. Do you see that copy button is there? Yeah, copy. Now go to your whatever in your operating system. You're on a Mac, isn't it? Okay. Hit enter. Haha.
The G Cloud init is not done.
Did you do G Cloud in it?
I did. I did all of this G Cloud.
Then you install the Kubernetes. Did you install the Kubernetes? Yeah, that's extra component that you need to install on Mac.
Sorry, say that again.
Step number D. Go onto the installation page. Wherever you picked up the G Cloud init, go back to that page.
Okay.
Not this one. So the one Asif had shared. Yeah, the cloud.google.com/SDK docs and stuff. Go to that page. Go to Mac OS. Oh yeah. Go down. Go to the Go down to D. Yeah. Click on the optional D. You see a D there. Yeah.
This one, component manager?
Yeah, component manager. Yes, go to that. Go down. Search for KUB on this page. It's quite difficult. So just search KUB on that KUB. Yeah. Search again. Hit twice. Yeah. Just copy this and paste it on your list.
Come back here and run it.
Yeah. That should ideally take a.
Okay. Your Google Cloud itself is God knows where you have installed it.
No, I think I have to go here.
I think he hasn't put it into the path. He has installed it, but he didn't go into the path.
Here.
Okay. No, you'll have to do /G Cloud. Yeah. So you should add these things to your path, user path, bin path. Error. You are currently working directories inside the Cloud SDK install. In order to perform this update, run the command from outside the directory. So do one thing.
Go a couple of level down and then.
Okay. Now do bin Google Cloud. Instead of // do bin. Replace the dot with a bin, the word bin. Bin.
Bin, right?
Yeah, bin. Okay, run this. Okay.
Still complaining that. Okay, I can go down further and then.
No, so the right approach is to just put it in your path. Do one thing. Can you copy the directory name, users, documents, blah, blah, blah? PWD, yeah. Copy this entire directory name. Now write the word exactly as I say. Export. I hope it works. Export, if it is any reasonable Unix. Export path with a capital PATH is equal to $path colon and paste.
Yeah, I'm not sure as if export works here. I'll put bin also here, right?
And yes, export and /bin. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now all you have to do, you don't even have to do any of this. Just say gcloud component install. Now, hit enter.
Yeah.
Just go to your home directory and do that. Yeah. Good. It's done. Do you want to continue? Yes.
All right. So once this is done, then I need to run this other command.
So now you're in business, huh?
Yeah, I'll run that big command now.
Don't say okay. Just copy that and run it afterwards. Now go to your shell.
Yeah, Asif will run that if you want to help somebody else. Maybe I'll stop share.
By the way, can I ask you guys something? Why do you even bother buying Macs and Windows for development purpose? Do you really find it convenient? Yeah, just a frank question. I don't know. Because I don't use this, I'm asking that. I know that a lot of people use Mac for development. I've never understood why. So there must be something good, right? What is it? What works?
I think it's just default. It comes pre-installed, so no one bothers moving on
Yeah.
to Ubuntu. Asif, I've been using it since my college days. So as an RA, and then the company also provides the MacBook, PyCharm, Docker, everything is there. So
Okay.
No,
You
Asif,
never got
most
used
companies.
to Linux, is it? Balaji?
sorry, can you come again?
You never got acquainted with Linux.
Yeah, I was using the earlier version provided by what is it, Spark? It was in 2003, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
IBM machines, and then it was Mac. I never got used to Mac and Spark. In those days, it was all Windows. Then I shifted to Mac, never looked back. So.
I was a very heavy Unix user when I was really coding. Nowadays, the coding has become a little less and managing. So,
Asif, Mac is just a bash shell. You have a terminal and a bash shell, so it shouldn't matter whether it's a
No, but
Linux or
why are
Mac.
you guys struggling so much then? Like I see you guys struggle, no? Lot of, is it just, so Praveen, is it, like, is there some script or some extra software that you can install on Mac that removes all of these, these little struggles that these guys are having?
No, Asif, I didn't had any issues. I don't know. This is also a basic Linux terminal, right? So
Yeah, Bash is Bash, of course. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, guys. So at this moment, we will do this. You have your cluster running. Run this command from your command line, assuming that your environment is. Right. Let's do this sanity check. So remember, kubectl is your friend, guys. Kube control is the same as on your Linux. By the way, so this is Ubuntu speak. This language itself is Ubuntu. How do you, or in Linux, how do you know what services are running? You do systemctl, isn't it? The Linux syntax is systemctl, the verb, and the noun. And the Google Cloud follows exactly the same syntax. Instead of systemctl, it is kubectl, verb, and noun. Right.
Asif, one question for you. Like, I need to then stop my Google Cloud, right? Like, how do I do it?
Why do you want to stop? We are still doing it.
No, I'm not able to do it. This one, right? So not at all.
Hey, Shini, can I suggest to you something simple? Why don't you install a VM on it, an Ubuntu VM? See, there is something wrong with your host machine. Huh? We don't know what, but I've always seen you struggle with it. Why don't you start by installing an Ubuntu VM on that?
I could do that, but it would take drag the whole class down with me.
Just have it because you've been struggling for a whole year. Before we come and meet next week, no? Why don't you do that?
I
And
think
I'll
I
help
could
you
do
set
that,
up.
but I think I could follow you guys, but I think I don't want to rack up the gears.
I
So
didn't hear that. Sorry, slowly.
no, I could do that. It will take some time. I'll follow. I think I can watch you right now. I may not be able to follow you. So how do I stop my bill?
See, do one thing. Do you think you can install Ubuntu VM on your own?
I could try, but just
Okay, what I'll do is I'll create a VM for you. If I give you a VM, do you think you'll be able to run it on your machine? I don't know Mac how people run VMs. Some things called parallel box or whatever the software is. Somebody will tell you here. How do you run VMs on Mac, guys?
virtual box is there, right? So the virtual box.
Yeah, the VirtualBox, of course, the open source thing. If you can install the VirtualBox, I'll create the entire Ubuntu for you ready. You just have to copy it.
Okay.
All right. Just copy it and do all your development, all your AI work inside that.
by any chance, are you behind a firewall, VPN or something?
No, I deleted I removed VPN. So I thought initially that is the case. Came out, and
So Srini, is this by any chance office laptop?
It is office laptop right now.
It is not the office laptop, right?
No, mine is right now. My laptop is still coming. New laptop.
It is or is not?
It is coming. So it's still in mail.
It is an office laptop. Okay.
Right now, my laptop is office laptop.
Usually, office laptops have obscure authorization and security things. Usually, you will have trouble with office laptops.
Yeah, I also face the same problem.
What did you do, Arithya? Move to a private machine or pure?
Yeah, I actually ended up buying a new laptop.
Yeah.
Because I every step I was getting stuck, and I installed a Ubuntu virtual machine, but even that one I was having like security and some SSL issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Asif, I think I'll stop running the machine. I'll just follow you. Maybe
Delete the cluster entirely, huh? Because you're raking up a bill there.
Yeah. How do I do it? Can you tell me?
Just go there and delete it. Go to your, okay, I'll show you how. You go to your install, I mean, where is it? Your console. Right?
Oh, cluster and delete. Okay.
And just go delete it. Hang on, what am I doing here? Home API cancel. Yeah. So what you would do is you would just do clusters, name please, clusters. You go to Kubernetes clusters and you don't have permissions. Okay, because my selector project, whatever project I was in, project terminal. Okay. When you do that, you'll see your cluster and click on this and hit trash can.
Got it. Okay. That's it.
So now let's make a bit more progress on this.
Sir, I'm not, that command didn't work on my system.
kubectl did not work on your system. Huh?
No.
Okay. Find out on your machine where kubectl is and add it to your path. Do the same thing. Add the SDK to your Windows path. Should I help you do that?
Yes, sir.
Share your screen. I'll help you do that. So guys, be ready to be here till midnight. We have a lot of things, or we can take it up in the next session, but we haven't reached. We are still setting up our environment. The good thing is if you have reached this far, it will be a good milestone. At least your GCP account is now properly set up. Then we have to do the local work after this. Am I seeing your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now do PWD. We just do
PWD.
Okay, I don't know Windows. What do you call it? Open your Explorer. I think that's the word, Explorer. Something.
DIR you can do.
DIR. Huh? Okay.
Okay.
That is it. Install mode cloud. Where in the world has it been installed? No. Go to C/users. No, not C/users. C/Windows. Find out where this kubectl is installed. Let's go find the binary where it is installed. C:/cdc:/ enter. Enter. Anybody using Windows knows where it is installed? Just do whatever dir.
So Asif, we can run the command like gcloud components list, and it should show whether it is installed or not.
Okay, just do that.
Gcloud components list.
Components list, is it? LS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your kubectl is not installed.
No, not installed. Huh? Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to do that install first.
It's here, no, not installed. Oh, okay. So how do I do that now?
Literally, the command is in front of you.
Yeah. So gcloud component install kubectl.
Yeah.
Component ID.
No.
Oh.
Just copy up to install. And then type in the...
No $sign. No $sign, please. Actually, why don't you type it? Gcloud space components space install space kubectl, KUBECTL. CTL. hit enter.
Yes, and then it should work.
Anil, thanks for those instructions on the Mac.
And once it is installed, you can run that component like list again.
Anil, you work on Windows, is it mostly?
Yeah, because all my office work is in Windows. Yeah, like for last 24 years, like only Windows.
Oh, in my case, I started in 1985 on a Unix, and I've stayed on that. How many? 35 years of Unix.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So now do
So
kubectl.
now it's done, is it?
Yeah. So now if you do that list again, G Cloud components list, you should see like it is installed.
Hit the up arrow. It should be there. Hit the up arrow. Yeah.
One more time.
One more up arrow.
Or list, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So the last line, yeah, installed.
So now
kubectl get nodes. 3 words. kubectl get nodes. Yes, all your things are running. Good. So guys, this was the sanity check. I want all of you to do kubectl get nodes. And that will verify whether your environment is properly set up. Is there anybody, are you all getting this sort of a result or not? Something like this, 3 lines.
Yes, Asif. Yeah.
Who is getting it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All good.
Yes, sir.
Now do one more last thing to add support for the Docker containers, because we're going to push those. Do this. gcloud or configure Docker. So what has happened is the Docker containers now, people have made it very, very efficient. You don't need to write those long manifests, etc., etc. Things have simplified a lot over the years. And in fact, when we do, you won't have to create a manifest file. The good thing with Quarkus is that transparently, once your Google, see guys, so far we have just set up your Google cluster. Now that it is set up, you will see that the working and doing the development is very, very easy. So now the first thing, if you guys don't have Eclipse, go to eclipse.org. Actually, that is an instruction I should do. Let me add it here. At this particular moment, Quarkus project, first open your Eclipse IDE. So I should start with.
One moment, Asif. The previous command that you said, gcloud author configure Docker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of us, at least I don't have Docker in the path. So it's just going to give a warning. Should I just ignore the warning and go ahead with it?
Yes, you don't need Docker on your local machine at all.
Okay, so I'm going to just ignore and go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, because the nice thing is the way we are going to do it, you don't have to set up anything locally afterwards.
Okay.
So for me, it's saying I ignored it and just said yes to continue. It says Docker configuration file updated.
Okay, fine.
That's okay.
Do not have the Eclipse installed.
As if I don't have Eclipse, I'm installing it and it is giving me an option, various options. So which one I should choose? IDE for
Java
Java
development.
development.
Best, the simplest.
As if I don't use Eclipse, IntelliJ ID.
Then you can do it with IntelliJ. Huh? But you, in fact, Praveen, then you give me the instructions for the Quarkus in there. Right? There is a plugin. If you can take some screenshots and give me, that will be good. I also use IntelliJ sometimes, but Java I do in Eclipse, and Python I do in IntelliJ.
Gesundheit.
For Java development. So get the version. This is it, guys. So install Eclipse from eclipse.org. Please install. So let me show you how one installs that. You go to eclipse.org. The first thing you'll encounter at the top is the download button. You click on the download button. You click again at the download button. Install your favorite ID. Do you see this, guys? You click again, and then again a download button. And then it starts downloading. That's it. Right. And once you have, I'm not going to do it because I do have, all you have to do is unzip it in some place. Also, make sure that you have JDK 11 installed. Okay, that is another thing I should mention. See, some of these things are so implicit for me.
I have 15, Asif.
That is good enough. 15 is great.
Asif, PyCharm doesn't help for this
hang
one,
on.
right?
So let me answer that.
I have Eclipse installed and I'm going to put in that module.
So here's the thing, guys. If you have 15, then when you deploy in the cloud in this, you might have issues. You might have issues because 15 is not a long-term release. 11 is the last long-term release. Google is still on 11.
Oh.
Right. Also compiling Graal VM, compiling to native binaries. At this moment, it only supports 11. So just install 11 also on a machine. Many of the JDKs can exist.
After Eclipse, we need to install JDK, sir.
Before Eclipse, you need to make sure you have the JDK.
Oh, okay.
11 installed. Right. To install it, visit. Let me give that instruction also. How do you go? Open JDK. Go to Open JDK. Right. And if you go to openjdk.java.net, let me put it here. OpenJDK, I'll add the instruction, visit OpenJDK and download the appropriate IDE, then go through the installation.
So in OpenJDK, which one, what do we do?
Okay, I'll take you through, guys. Guys, are we all here? Can you looking at my screen here? Right?
No, mine looks different.
OpenJDK, how can the same web page look different on two machines?
It is. Okay, let me open JDK.
OpenJDK.java.net, is that where you are?
Okay, no, not java.net.
Asif,
Yeah, now I'm on the same page, correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
Praveen, you asked a question?
Yeah, Quarkus tools or Quarkus run config?
No, hang on. Don't go to Quarkus, Praveen, hold on. Let me help people. There are a lot of people still stuck here. So guys, you can have a base on the same code or okay. So you can go and click on the install. When you go to the install, you see all these Java versions mentioned here, 9 and later. You can go and download it. Are available on the release specific pages of java.net. So you'll have to follow through with this. It takes a couple of clicks. I don't know. Here it is. So when you go through these clicks, ultimately you'll come here. Actually, let me do this. Reference implementation. All right. Yeah. Let me put it here. The direct link. The direct link to JDK 11 is here. Oh, this is just the runtime or something. Platform standard edition. Okay, implementation, reference implementation. Right. So this is it. We'll have to go here. And what you do is you just pick your own version, whatever Windows, Mac. Oh, by the way, what do Mac people do? Anybody knows, Praveen? How do you install Java on Macs?
What is that?
How do you install Java on Mac?
Brew. There is everything Brew. So
Brew.
you can just ask easy as that.
Okay.
Do you, Praveen, do you have any instruction for that? I haven't done that.
No, it takes time. Is the I have a blog how to set up a new Mac, so I can give you the link. You have to set up a homebrew. So
Any one of you working on Mac, would you please give me some instruction with screenshots to add to this documentation while I'm still convincing people to buy Ubuntu?
So, Asif, actually, I searched Java 11 on Mac. It says homebrew, and I have a link with instructions.
Okay.
Let me paste it on the chat window.
Oh yeah, and let me add it right away to the documentation.
I haven't done it myself, but this is the first link I got.
Nice.
So on the Windows, it's downloaded a JDK 11 zip file.
Zip file. Okay, then unzip it and add it to your path. You know how to do that, Harini?
Yeah. Okay. Add it. Okay, it gets unzipped and then I need to add it to where?
The Windows path.
Okay, to the C drive.
No. Okay, what you do is, okay, you'll have to share your screen. Share your screen, I'll take you there. Praveen, did you share that to me? Or whoever, I think one of you wanted to share the instructions, no? JDK 11 link?
Yeah, I just sent the link on the chat. There's a Medium link.
Why am I not seeing it on the Slack chat?
Oh, no, I just posted. Let me post it on the Slack. It's on the Zoom chat, but let me.
Yeah, if you can paste it on the Slack chat.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing that.
Rename.
Yeah, I just posted it on the Slack.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. This is good. Perfect. So I'll just say for Mac, follow these instructions. Okay, now I'm looking at the screen of whom?
Harini.
Harini. Okay.
So the JDK 11 came up with this.
Now go to your JDK directory, wherever you unzipped it.
I haven't unzipped yet.
Please unzip it somewhere.
Okay, okay.
Unzip it in C:\Java. Okay, you're still on. Yeah. Where did you unzip it?
Oh, it is here in the downloads.
In downloads. Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, run that binary. Yeah, double click on it and just run it. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. See, you are looking at the zip file here. You're not actually clicking on the binary.
Okay.
The second file, where is your unzipped file?
Supposed to be here only.
Okay, click on that, whatever it is, click on that.
Okay.
See what happens. This only opens the same thing again.
Yeah, I can unzip it, right? Again.
And on Windows,
extract to C drive, sir. You want me to do it in C?
Extract it wherever, it doesn't matter.
Oh, here you go, JDK 11.
You already have extracted it. Okay, very good. Now what you do is go to your JDK-11. Can you go into that directory and show me what the path is?
See. Here you go.
Yes, copy C. Okay, do one thing. Go to your Windows, like click on the My Computer icon somewhere. Click on the, OneDrive. Do you see this PC? Do you see the word this PC? Right click on it. Properties. Now, do you see advanced settings? Now in environment settings, do you see environment variables? Very good. Now in the system variables, do you see a thing called path? One of the variable called path. Click on that, click edit. Okay, now we'll do something. Click on the new button. Now put C colon, put the exact directory name, JDK11, where you have.
C colon.
Now, do you remember where you installed it?
Yeah, I can find that.
Yes, go here. It is in C colon. Go. Open an Explorer, please. Yeah. C colon JDK 11. Copy it exactly. JDK -11. Copy that. No, it doesn't matter. Go there. Go back to your path and just write the word. Type it in. Double click on it. Yeah, JDK. JDK -11. Little JDK would be better.
JDK
-11 / bin. Bin. Now that you have this, say OK. Okay. Now open a command line. You know what a command line is in Windows? A new one.
A new one.
Just type the word CMD. Yes.
Yeah.
Now just say the word Java space hyphen version version. Hit enter. Java is not recognized. So it did not pick up. Go back to your environment variables. Let's see what is the mistake there. Path. Go back to path. Click on it. Edit. What's wrong with that, guys? Does anybody see an obvious thing?
You should not use double dash, just one dash version.
Where double dash?
In the command. So Java dash version, space dash version.
Oh, there's a single dash, but it didn't even recognize Java. The problem is, okay, hit enter. Hit enter.
No.
Windows are strange. Okay, do one thing. Go into C colon JDK from the command line. You know how to navigate from the command line? How do you do that? CD?
CD dot.
Yeah. Go do JDK. Yeah, it's for C colon JDK.
If I think Harini opened that command prompt a little while ago, right? You modified the environment variable just now. So she needs to open the command prompt again.
No, I opened it again.
Oh, okay.
Harini, just go to C drive. You know how to navigate directories from the command line. Just do C colon.
Okay.
CD. CD stands for change directory.
Directory, yeah.
I don't see you do that though.
CD, okay. Okay.
No, you have a C colon sitting there. Reverse the order. Say CD space C colon. That takes you to the home directory. Now do CD JDK -11. Oh, I don't know what this is. Okay, just do C colon. That's it. I don't know how Windows works. C colon. What happens? No. CD, the previous sentence, CD C colon slash, and put a slash also there. Yeah, now you're there. Do CD JDK 11 -11 bin /bin. Enter. Okay, dir. Yeah, do dir space java.star. star, yeah. Java exe is very much here. So I think what maybe there is copy that whole address, huh? C:/JDK bin up to bin. Yes, copy it exactly.
Okay.
Now go back to your environment variable, double click on it and just paste it there. Edit, double click on it and just paste it there.
Okay.
And just, you might even, yeah, all right, let's do that. Now say okay, okay, and now okay, and now open a command shell. You know where at the bottom left it says type here to search? Say CMD. Yes, good. Pick it up. Now do Java -version. Enter. Good. Yeah, everything is working now. So now you can install Eclipse. Double click on the Eclipse. Go to the eclipse.org website.
It's already here. Eclipse installer.
Yeah, pick the first one.
Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay.
Yes, please pick that. And this is a perfectly good location. Go ahead and install it.
I have Eclipse installed, but the Quarkus installation is giving me errors, so I'm debugging that.
Okay. All right, now you follow along, huh, Harini? I'll just share my screen for everybody.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So one thing, one feedback though, Harini, you need to learn using the command line. The programming world is very command line heavy.
Okay.
So it's all right, you work on Windows, but become familiar with the command line. Most things are done sooner or later through the command line in the development world. So go and learn whatever it is called, Windows shell or programming, or what is the right word for it, guys? Windows guys? Learning how to use the command shell?
PowerShell.
PowerShell. Yeah. Go learn PowerShell.
Thank you.
And also you get a Linux subsystem WSL2, so it is almost like a Linux. You get all the commands.
Yeah.
Sorry, what is that?
Windows subsystem Linux, Windows subsystem Linux, I guess WSL2 or something. You can Google it.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, Anil. Thank you.
Okay, guys, we are here now. Are we all here? Have we all installed Eclipse and JDK? Is there anybody who needs help with that?
Unfortunately, Mac some issue, so no problem. Taking care of.
Asif.
Yes.
So I just downloaded the Eclipse installer. Which one should I click?
That first one.
For Java developers?
Yes.
Okay.
Java developers. Once you have done that, we need to install then go through the installation Eclipse. Next, install. Now go to the marketplace and install Quarkus.
Asif, does it matter if you choose the second choice there?
Doesn't matter. You'll just end up with the EE. You'll end up with more. That's all. You'll end up with a bigger version than we need, but it's totally fine. So how do we install the Quarkus plugin, guys? I'll show you in Eclipse how to do that. Where is my Eclipse? It's here. Okay. So guys, do you see, are you all seeing my screen? Should I wait till you guys have the Eclipse installed first?
Yeah, I think you should wait, Asif.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay. So after that, should I say launch the Eclipse marketplace?
Marketplace? Where is that? You launch Eclipse, right? Not the Eclipse marketplace.
Yeah, after that.
Yeah, you can launch the marketplace.
Oh, okay.
And in the marketplace, search for Quarkus.
Okay. Search for Quarkus, is it?
Yeah, so here, I'll show you. You go to the Eclipse marketplace from the help menu and you search for, yeah, it will take some time to index it. Just type the word Quarkus. Right. And when you do that, so let me take a screenshot of this spectacle.
Yeah, Quarkus Tools 4.170 final.
Yes.
It says install.
Right.
Shall I install that?
Yes, please go ahead and do that. Yeah. And wait a minute. I'm waiting for other people at this
Okay,
moment.
okay.
Eclipse Quarkus. Okay. What is the menu thing called? Okay. Eclipse marketplace. Right. So guys, you should be seeing something like this and just click. In your case, it won't show installed. It will. So you have to click on installed. Search for if the plugin is in the Quarkus. Search for Quarkus. Install it.
After for some reason it's not letting me install. If I click on install, it takes me to another marketplace, and it's like back and forth. It's just not
Share
installing.
your screen. Let me look at it.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Hang on, am I seeing your screen? Probably not yet. Yeah. So no. Why are you searching from here? Can you follow the way that I told you? Get rid of this nonsense, Eclipse and so on. Do you see the cross button in this tab? Get rid of this tab. Go to Help.
Okay.
Eclipse Marketplace.
Yeah. So this is where I started. Now I can't.
Now wait a minute. I just type the word Quarkus.
Yeah, that's what I did. So I have to browse for more solutions.
There's something strange going on.
I also experienced the same. I think it's already installed. If you click on that install, it will show you.
Oh, is it?
I'm getting repository error messages when I install Quarkus Eclipse.
Yeah. No.
So it says to restart the system to apply software update.
All right, let's see.
You don't have anything there. I don't know what these. You're also on Windows, isn't it? So start searching for Quarkus with a capital Q.
Yeah, I did that. So when I find Quarkus, it takes me back to this place.
Okay, go down. Let's go down.
Go down here.
No. Please go back to the window where you are. Maximize that and let's see what is going on. Search new membered.
So I search for Quarkus. And when I search, it gives me this.
Yeah.
When I click install,
just click on install.
It takes me back to the original.
Okay, very strange.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do.
Yeah, okay. Weird. Is there anybody else who's having this issue? I suppose my suggestion to you it seems very cruel, but it's the same thing. Go get a Linux.
I'm going to get a new one and I'll install Linux.
I have an Ubuntu in it. Well, just restarted it. Let's see if Quarkus will install.
I've never had these issues.
Well, it's asking to restart. Shall I restart?
Yeah, restart it. You also just restart it. Just see what happens if you restart. Restart Eclipse.
Oh, restart Eclipse.
Yeah, exit. Yeah, and restart it now.
In Windows, best solution is to restart every time.
Yes. Anytime you are in trouble, restart the whole machine. If all else fails, give it a shower. Go to help.
A shower? You want us to bring our machines into the shower?
It helps sometimes. You might end up buying a new machine.
You're killing us over here, Asa.
Okay. So try that, yeah.
You should ask Lambda Systems to give us all systems now.
Quarkus. Don't tell me.
So I think your version is like 2018. So maybe you want to install like 2020 Eclipse.
Oh, is it?
Your Eclipse is old, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just using the old Eclipse.
2018 is ancient times. Like, people will start writing history books on your Eclipse. Get the latest one. All right, so that's one issue with you. Anybody else is having?
I'm opening a project Quarkus.
You are opening a project Quarkus? I didn't get it.
I seem to finally have gotten Quarkus into my.
Okay, very good. So you installed Quarkus. How many people are struggling with Quarkus install?
So I don't know if I've installed it correctly or what. I've just launched the Eclipse Marketplace. There I went and I installed it. It's set to restart.
That's it.
So after that, it's come back to the main page where it says review ID.
Okay. It is installed. Eclipse is pretty robust. You have installed it.
Okay.
Now, guys, we follow the next.
1 second, Asif. I got some security error where it says it's not an authorized software. So that's, did anybody else see that?
No,
I
go
told
ahead.
you to go ahead.
I got it too. Just go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, these are prestigious development houses, Red Hat. And Red Hat is, you can trust it.
They should be ashamed though.
All right, guys. So now what we will do, once you have Eclipse, I'll show you how to find a new project or create a new project. Are you guys looking on my Eclipse?
Yep.
At the top left hand, there is a file menu. You can click there and click at the other end, new project, dot, dot, dot. Pick the new project, dot, dot.
Did that.
Pick Java project, pick new project, dot, dot, dot.
I'm able to run the application on localhost 8080.
Project type should be for the Eclipse. The code Quarkus will generate an application for you. Project type should be Maven versus Gradle.
I'm not sure, Kate, what you're talking about. Share your screen so I understand better.
Okay, I'm at the next step.
No, no, I'm not going to the next step. I'm just waiting for people to reach here before I go there.
Okay.
So we have clicked on project and waiting. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, so the thing is, when you go here, file, project, you will click on this and you will type the word Quarkus.
Yeah.
Right? Are we guys all here at this stage? Tell me if you are here.
Let's say new Quarkus project, and then project type we specify an Eclipse project.
Yes, sir. We are there.
Is everybody here?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Anybody who is not, please speak up. Premji?
No, not here. I don't see the Quarkus. Let me share my screen.
Okay, share your screen.
Where is it?
We suffering together.
Okay. All right. Do you see my screen now?
Yes. Now, this is Mac, right?
Yeah.
Here, okay. At the very top, do you see the next to the word Eclipse, there's a file menu?
Okay.
Click on new, then click on project dot, dot, dot.
Okay.
Type the word Quarkus here.
Oh, okay.
And
All
pick
right.
this Quarkus project.
Okay, that should do.
Now, you guys all follow what I am asking you to do. Huh? Let me share my screen at this moment. So you guys are all here at this stage. Anybody who's not? Rafiq, are you here?
Right. There's a project type.
Yes, I already executed the application.
Okay. So then you do this, guys. You go to the next step.
Whoa, I
Give
don't.
it a project name, give it whatever name you want, but don't put a space in the name. So let's say that you call it XYZ. Whatever you want to call it, give it that name. The project type should remain Maven. Have you guys reached this place?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know because the project type can be Maven or Gradle, but I'll leave it as Maven. ML400.
Yeah.
Use default location. Then next. You want to?
Yes, yes.
Want us to click on next?
For people to come here. Kate, you're rushing ahead. Wait for other people. Are we all here, guys?
So, Asif, I'm stuck here. Maven, project name is something, and okay. Thank you.
Then we're waiting.
Yeah. Anybody else who is yet to come here? Harini, you're here.
So I'm
next. You're finished.
Okay. So then click on next.
Next.
When you click on next, so let me give you an idea, guys. Your artifact ID typically is your company name, right? So in my case, I would typically put Sorry, no, not the company name. The project artifact ID is your project name. Huh? So suppose you can say ML400 hyphen, I don't know, my first cloud or something like that, right? This is your first cloud deployment. Group ID is about who you are. You notice that it is acme.org.
Definitely not org.acme.
Yeah, it is your thing written in the reverse order. Your domain written in the reverse order. You do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's super tiny. I can't see it.
Okay, why don't you look? Okay, I should.
Oh, at the original? Okay, let me look at that. No.
Unfortunately, I can't increase the size of this. There's no way for me to do that. So I'll just speak it out. Artifact ID is the name of your project, guys. Give whatever you want. Group ID should be the reverse. You can say com dot, I don't know, Kate. Right. And your class name, just there's an example resource. Again, give it with your, prefix it with your group ID.
Ouch.
Are we all there, guys?
I'm still confused. Which are the ones that we are free to choose?
Let me walk you through your screen. Share your screen. Yeah, you're sharing your screen now, right? Okay, do one thing. Yeah, artifact ID, this is the name of your project. Do you see group ID? The very next item there, group ID. This is the reverse of your domain. So you can say com.balaji. Right? Assuming that that is how you want to be remembered. Now, do you see class name? Once away, put it, leave the example resource, but remove org.acme and replace it with com.balaji. Balaji. Now this is your, you understand how Java works, right? Is the reverse domain name. And now you can leave example resource. Say, now you say next here and wait. So by the way, hang on, yeah. Go back.
The path/hello, is that
So
fine?
guys, all of you, are you seeing his screen, what he has done?
Asif, I was not able to see that Quarkus in my, when I opened project.
So share your screen, I'll help you. No, the reason for that is go to help, please. Help menu, go to marketplace.
I installed it. Okay.
Then you haven't restarted Eclipse.
I reinstalled it, restarted it.
Okay, just type the word Quarkus.
So like the install app.
You have to install it.
Yeah, I did that. I'm doing this again.
No, you may have missed something.
I'm doing this the third time actually.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's
It will work. I'll take it.
Might need to restart Eclipse. I did.
Okay. Confirm. Okay, finish. Okay. Install anyway. Now look at the bottom right. Restart now. Now what you will do is you'll go to the file menu. So guys, one feedback I'll give you. Eclipse is the dominant ID between PyCharm and Eclipse and Visual Studio Code. These are the dominant IDs. Huh? You should be familiar. Don't, go to and dot. Yeah. Type the word Quark. I literally see it there. Yeah. Give it a project name, whatever name you want. Next. You can leave it. See, if you don't want to change it, you can leave it all like this.
this is it.
Yeah, group ID, a company name you want to keep at org app, Acme, or you want to change? It's okay. Leave it for the time being. Doesn't
So
matter.
this is the company name, or this whole thing is the company
No,
name?
no, no, no. Just org.acme, acme.org. No? You can replace it
Okay.
with the first name.
Okay.
Nisarg. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in group ID also change it to that. Hang on.
Oh.
Org.nisarg. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, next. And now wait here till I
Okay.
take everybody through the instructions. Huh?
Okay.
The meanwhile,
Thanks, sir.
the instructions that I gave you. You can use the time to read the instruction.
Okay.
This part. All right.
Okay.
So guys, are we all here now? Is there anybody else who needs help?
Yes.
Go share your screen. I'll help you. Are you sharing? Kate, are you sharing?
I'm fine. I'm just waiting.
Oh, you're just waiting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else needs help, guys? We are here. So I'm going to click next.
Yay,
When
next.
you do next, you should be on this screen, right? So now look at the instructions that I gave you. The libraries that we need to select are here. Do you see this, guys? This is the list, right? And these are under these categories. Under web, pick these 4 under core. All you have to do is click on that, double click on that, right? So I'll show you what I am doing. I'm going to web. I'm picking the first one. I'm clicking on the second one. I'm clicking on the REST client, right? And what are the other ones that I have selected? Some of them are essential, some are not so essential. REST client Jackson also might as well. 4. Then I go to core. From core, I pick YAML configuration. Now let me explain what these things are. On the web, REST service are called JAX RS. That's the standard. REST Easy is the implementation for it. Jackson is the library to deal with XML, JSON, and protocol buffer and other formats, data formats. Right? These are famous libraries. Now, YAML is a way, these days, we have moved away from property files. People believe that YAML is a better way to keep configuration information.
Right.
So double click on YAML. What just happened?
So everything is YAML Lasif, right? Right now, Kubernetes, Docker setup.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So guys, once, okay, my mouse is freezing now for some reason. Okay, I think this out of.
So Asif, how did you come to this new Quarkus project? I was in the previous page where you helped me edit.
Share your screen.
So I was here where we left editing.
Click on next.
Okay.
Yes, you're here. So click, okay, yours is slightly different. Maybe it has changed since then. Click on the web, under web, click on REST Easy. If you look at my documentation, double click here.
Yeah, JAX RS.
Double click.
Okay.
The next one, yes.
Okay.
Then go to REST client.
Yeah.
Click on it. REST client Jackson.
Okay.
Then go to core on the first bar.
Core. Okay.
Click on YAML configuration. Then follow the instructions. I've given a whole list in that doc. Follow
Got
through.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Sure. Thanks.
Yeah. So guys, you are here. At the end of it, now I'm not going to do all of it, but follow this. Make sure that all of these are selected. Follow the instructions and do this. Let me know when you are here.
Double check so they end up in the 3rd column for selected,
yes,
right?
Exactly. Rightmost column.
So Asif, all those needs to be selected, is it? All the list, whatever that in the
Yeah, the list that I've given. I'll tell you why.
web
You don't
core
need all of it
cloud.
immediately, but if you're going to do an enterprise class deployment, these things matter. So REST is JAX-RS is a no-brainer, right? Jackson is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
YAML for obvious reasons. Kubernetes, we are talking about Google Cloud. We need Kubernetes, right? A small drive, we need health. This is the health monitoring, like keeping track, heartbeats and so forth. What is the container image gib? So let me explain the gib. So pay attention, guys, before you do the installation. These days, one of the more efficient ways to deploy containers is called gib. It has really simplified. It's a very interesting open source project. By the way, it was started by Google itself, gib, an open source. So it is the new way of deploying containers. So you include that. Metrics, what are metrics? It keeps track of the performance of your application under load, in production. Then open tracing. Tracing helps you get a sense of what is causing what in the system. Right? That's what it is. So guys, please do go and select all of this. Let me know when you have selected all these extensions.
So Asif, all this is gonna help us how? Like, what will we be using this for?
Okay, let me go from the beginning. See, REST service in Java is standardized by JAX-RS. So that explains the first selection.
What is REST service?
What is a REST service?
Yeah.
Okay. See, when you interact with anything on the internet, you have two ways of interacting with it. You can interact with it. One second. I'm getting a message. So you can interact with it using just visiting a web page, right? So you type a URL, you visit a web page. But when programs, reach out to each other on the internet, there is a less beautiful or decorated way of doing it, much more programmatic. You can again expose these so-called endpoints, which have very much like a URL. But when you invoke that, you will get data back, typically. Right? Those are called REST endpoints. For very simplicity's sake, think that these are sort of simplified web pages or endpoints that give you web pages. All right.
Okay.
And take it as an assignment. Learn about what is REST. On a YouTube, just watch a video of what is REST. Because it's at the heart of taking things to production.
So here, what we are doing with all this Eclipse and Quarkus, how is this going to help us? Are we going to create like a connection between our project and?
Yeah, see, what we are going towards is, remember, this is literally the practical part of the Monday session. Monday session, what did I say?
Yeah.
That you have your application, you have your model. It is all right to do model in Python, but once the model is built, what do? You want to take it to production, you can do it the way, just Python gives you this a Flask and fast API and such ways of doing it. But you can use that. The other way I wanted to show is using Java because it's more high performance. So you need to take your application and deploy it to the cloud. So you deploy it. That is the Kubernetes part, right? We created a Kubernetes cluster. Then comes the question in the Kubernetes cluster, what do you deploy? The answer to that is a REST service. Your application must behave like a REST service. Right? So read up about REST service, guys, if you don't know.
So once we've got them all selected, do we click finish?
If you have all of them selected, yes, we can finish it. So Nisarg, did I answer your question?
2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6,
kind of understood.
9, 10,
so
11.
the whole world, Nisarg, this is the world of taking code to production. Is the other part of the journey. What does your application look? The old days used to be that you would get a binary, you would install it on your desktop.
Yeah.
But these days, when you create applications that millions of people will hit, right? And access over the internet. So you can't create a .exe or something like that. What you have to create is a REST service or some sort of microservice. The REST is actually was the king of the hill, still is the king of the hill. Though personally, I am, and in my team, we have moved over to gRPC and WebSockets.
Yeah, Asif, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, so should we select the last one, the gRPC?
If you are familiar with gRPC, by all means, but in this tutorial, I won't take you through it.
Oh, okay.
I can show you my code on gRPC and WebSockets for those of you who are motivated how to do it. But in this tutorial, I won't take you through it because I'm at this moment you already are seeing people are getting stretched, just understanding what we are doing. So I won't.
Yeah, like this is the first time I'm seeing all this. So for me, it's like Greek and Latin.
Yeah, think of it, Nisarg, as the one world of things that you really, really have to know. Now, irrespective of which language you do it in, Python, Java, doesn't matter. These are technologies. These are the core of the internet. Most of the things that you do, your maps, everything else in Google is a microservice. Even your Gmails are run through microservices.
So this process we went through is setting up a microservice. Is that?
Yes, in the cloud, it will convert it. And so this is it. Oh goodness, it's quarter to 10.
Asif?
Yeah.
Asif? gRPC and WebSockets are the next version of REST, is it?
No, see, REST, the problem is many things have come. 4 things. 3 new things. First, REST has a problem. Suppose so I'll take an example. Suppose you have a library of books, right? And the books contain chapters, and the atomic level at which you can get it is the chapters.
Yeah.
So suppose I ask you, and the books have subjects, right, associated with. So I say that I should be able to on your application get books by all sorts of means. I should say subject and then this query word, or I should say give me any book, any chapter only which contains this particular keyword or in this language. So what happens is soon you start creating a lot of REST endpoints, methods, exposing a lot of endpoints in your REST server. Problem is you will still miss out many use cases. So then one big thing that people said is that why don't we treat the server as though it is a database and we can query into it in a graphical because it's a resource, right? Root is the library contains books which have metadata, subjects associated with them, dimension, and publication date and whatnot, and they have chapters which have query. So there are so many ways you can access the data. It's like SQL. So let's create a SQL-like language for accessing the whole thing as a resource. So that was the GraphQL movement. Very powerful. So GraphQL is the next thing that came. GraphQL, once GraphQL came in, REST should have faded out. But it hasn't because it has so much adoption. Then the next problem with REST is people were exchanging data as either plain text or as JSON strings, right? In and out, which is inefficient. So the idea was let's do a binary. So if you try to do binary format, then again, you need a very efficient protocol. In the meanwhile, when they were doing binary, the HTTP 2.0 protocol came about, right? HTTP 2.0 protocol and this protocol buff, which is the binary format, makes it gRPC. That's all it is. It's basically very much like a REST endpoint, except that you do it over HTTP 2.0 and you do with gRPC. Then WebSocket has an interesting thing. It changes the game differently. It says that if you make a request, you have a connection. You can keep sending requests and we can keep sending back the responses. So one request may be followed by 100 responses, for example. In REST, you don't do that. You make a request, you get back one response, isn't it? But in WebSockets, you can make a request or you can make 100 requests and get one response. Or arbitrary many, you can make n requests and m responses. And the two can keep, sending both of these in parallel. While the requester is requesting and making more and more requests, the server is, the client is, and the server could be fulfilling those requests one by one and pushing the answers out. Right?
But Asif,
not only that, WebSocket also has the ability to broadcast. In other words, it can broadcast the answer it's giving you to all other clients who are connected to it. So
does it become a connection-oriented protocol then? Like, does that connection remain open all the time?
Yes, with the possibility that it can break and so on and so forth. But yeah, it is a connected protocol and it is very popular for chat. So the quintessential application of WebSockets is chat. You can create a chat in like 5 lines with WebSockets. Yeah. So those are the different standards that have come about. But still, see, these are all emerging new things. A lot of people use it, like in my team, we use it. I can show you the code right now of an example to use it. But the basic, the kindergarten of all taking applications to web and exposing it as an API is REST. Right.
So Asif, GraphQL is HTTP 2.0?
You can run it on HTTP 2.0. Right? And you should. You should.
But Asif, going back to the explanation that you gave for GraphQL and how it made REST better, the way I understood it was in the case of REST, when things evolved, you have to go about a process of publishing it. But with GraphQL, it's a discovery process. Is that the right understanding?
Right. So think of it in a different way, Premjit. You're familiar with databases, right? You come from Oracle. Imagine that you have database with foreign key references, 2 tables, parent-child relationships, right? And they have 30, 40 columns. Now, what would be the most appropriate way to access data? SQL, isn't it? Because you can write very flexible SQL and get data, right? With where clause and so forth. REST, on the other hand, every single way to access data must have an endpoint.
Asif, you can also pass, attributes of the object parameters as the request parameter.
Right. That is right. You give the path params and the argument params, but still it is very limiting, right? You have to decide what they will.
Yeah, you're right. There is a limitation.
So there is a combinatorial explosion. The more complex your data objects are, there's a combinatorial explosion in how many ways you can access the data. And then soon you create a REST API and your Swagger file looks like the Swagger API. You have to keep scrolling up and down, and that is terrible. Right? So the right way to do that is to do GraphQL. One way, huh? Make GraphQL queries. So research these topics, guys. Huh? I won't go into those things because obviously, as you can see here, our primary focus is deep learning, and many people are hardly not yet familiar with web services. So we'll stick to the basics. This whole tutorial is created with the basics in mind. But this much basics, you all have to pick up, guys, if you want to survive. Nisarg, take this REST service thing very seriously.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand how where it stands in the stack and how important
you'll see that immediately. So hold on. Now you're about to get done. This long journey is about to finish. So guys, you are all at this level here, right? If you hit finish, and I encourage you to hit finish, I won't because I have the application running here. Hit finish. What will happen in Eclipse is a project will get created, right? And you can navigate this project. You can do more things. But the one thing that I will tell you how to do is go into SRC main resources, and you will find an application.yaml. In the application.yaml, to be able to deploy this to the cloud, we will add a few things, but don't do that right now. At this moment, just finish it. Finish your application. And you
After finishing, it opened up the Eclipse IDE.
Yes, of course, you are finishing within the Eclipse IDE itself, right?
Okay, no, but where do I find the project?
Share your screen, please.
My screen is not responding after clicking on application.yaml.
Yeah, so yeah, let me see. So,
after I hit finish, this is what came up.
That is all right. Get rid of the welcome. The welcome thing next to it, the cross. Okay. Yeah, forget it.
Oh,
okay. You have the project MLP. Just do you see on the left hand side the project? Open it. That is it. Your project is ready now.
Okay.
All right. Good. So now leave that. Now go to the command shell, guys. Go to your command line. Now I'll share the screen. Yeah.
So
Go
Asif,
into the
one
directory
second.
where this project is.
So Asif, there's an observation that I'm making, which I think is okay. Seems like everybody's getting it. There are 2 errors and 2 warnings, right? That seems to be.
That is all right. You can ignore those.
Asif, should we go to the cloud, Google Cloud SDK shell or command, like Windows command?
Just your Windows command line, enter the directory, guys. See, here is what I am doing. So here's the thing. This is your project that got created, ML400 Cloud, right? Right click on it and see, remember the location it is in. You should remember what location it is in. You copy this location, right? Once you have copied the location, go to your command shell, Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever it is, you can go to that directory, right? You can go to that directory. Oops, sorry. You will go to that directory. In my case, it is ML400 Cloud, right? See, do you notice that? Here is my project, and inside my project, I will see all these files that I created. Can you all please go through the command line to this directory?
Asif, can you show that property again, like right click? What did you do?
Right click on your project. Hang on, let me do this again. Just right click on your project. Right click, go to the properties thing at the bottom.
Okay.
Right. And then look at the location. In the dialog, look at the location. It tells you where on your machine you installed it in case you forgot. You can always go and remember where your files are by copying this. All right.
Yeah, so if you click on that icon next to it, it should open a terminal and it'll take you there.
System Explorer. Yeah, I don't know, but in my case, Linux, I never use that. So, okay, here it is. It is. But the point is not to use in the Explorer, but to go through the command line.
Oh, okay.
That. Okay.
I'm in the okay.
So go to that directory, guys. Huh? Let me do this. See files like this in that directory. Let me know when you have reached it. All of you.
I've reached it.
You have all reached it?
Really slow on the last generation of the project.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Kate? Last generation?
Oh, it's crawling along on the last step of creating the project.
Okay, I'll wait.
See if I can close something else.
So guys, today we'll stop at this. Let's run this. I want to show you your successful project. We'll deploy to the cloud tomorrow, on Monday or something like this.
So Asif, some of the folders that you have when you listed are not there in mine. I'm kind of.
They'll get created in a little while.
Okay.
So you want us to run that /mvnw?
Yes, right. Run that, and all these other folders will get created.
We need to run that line.
That is correct. If you have reached this folder, the last step you need to do is just this. Right? Run this thing. Now I'll tell you guys something cute that you can do.
So, so now I'm seeing all these files like as in your screen. Now I run it, is it?
That is right. All you have to do is run this, this is it. Do you see this? You can run this command from the command line.
Oh, it says it's not recognized.
What is not recognized?
That
So,
command.
like, for Windows, is the command different or syntax different?
See, look for that file.
No.
Is this file there on your machine, mvnw?
Yes.
In your case, it will be called mvnw.cmd.
Right, yes.
Right? And get rid of the /. Windows people don't use /. Right? Just do mvnw in your machine, compile, dev. Right?
mvnw.cmd, right?
You can do the .cmd, but it's not really necessary, I think. If you just do mvnw space compile space Quarkus :dev on Windows, it should work. Try it out and let me know.
Yeah, that works.
Right. When you do that, you should see something. So see what happens when you do this.
This.
A lot of downloads are happening.
Yeah, first time.
Set the Java home variable in your environment to match the location of your Java installation.
Oh, goodness, your Java home is not set. Okay, guys. You really are entering the Java world for the first time. We'll do that now. Why don't you share your screen? Okay, by the way, hold on, guys. So guys, let me first help everybody else. So guys, when you run this, after a lot of downloads, you'll see something like this. You won't see this. This is something I added, a banner.
Basic.
What does the banner says? Support vectors, right?
Mhm.
So I'll just show you how I created the banner. It's very simple. I'll cancel here. In your SRC main resource, do you see this banner? There is a file in which I put the banner. And so what happens is that in the application YAML, I've registered the banner. I've just said banner is equal to this file name. Do you see this? This is just a cute thing. You don't have to do it. But I tend to put custom banners into all my applications. So it is there. But other than this, you should see everything else. Your application will be running. When your application is running, when you see this line, listening on. Do you see this line, listening on this? When you see this, it means that your application is running. Have you guys all reached this point?
Not yet.
No.
Lot of errors.
I got an error. Let's see, something to do with SSL certificate problem and curl failed to verify the legitimacy of the server.
Well, if you share your screen.
Yeah, so like Java Home is not set up.
Yeah, Java Home.
You have to set, guys. This is one of those things. Let me explain what it is.
Shall I share?
One second. Let me explain it first to everyone. So guys, in every machine, there is a environment variable called Java Home. If it is not set, if it is not set the way, hang on, let me make it. Do you see when I do echo $Java Home on Linux and in Mac, both of these, it should resolve to something. If it does not resolve to anything, it means your Java Home is not yet set. So what is the way to set the Java Home? First, I will tell you the solution for Unix-based systems. How do I do it? You go here and then you can say, if you just grep for the word Java Home, profile, no, bash RC. Okay, Java Home, see, no, profile. Oh, my Java Home is set somewhere. Okay, I'll tell you guys how to do it. PWD. If you do Java minus version, so the version is correct. So your Java is installed somewhere, right? So suppose this is the place where your Java is installed. What you do is you will open, based on which operating system you are on, you'll open the file bash, let's say the bash RC file. Oh, sorry, bash RC file. You'll open it in whatever your favorite editor is, and you will go down to your editor. Typically, go down to the, so you see that I put a lot of aliases and other things here. Somewhere at the bottom, go down and then put this sentence there. Export Java Home is equal to, now you will put the value. So in this particular case, it is paste this. This is for Unix-based systems. Okay, guys. So put this sentence there. No. Export Java Home is equal to this. Now, anybody with a Mac or Linux needs further instruction, tell me. I'm going to move to Windows now.
So see, in my case, it's Java Home is set. So that's not the problem. So I'll wait till you finish this, then we can look at mine.
So Harini, why don't you share your screen now? I'll do it for Windows people. Now, where is your Java installed? Do you remember it? It is C:\Java 11. So you go again to your environment variables. Do you remember how to go to environment variables? Go to your Explorer.
Okay.
Click on my computer or this PC or something, whatever this Windows, every version it changes. Right click on it, please. Right click on this PC. Properties, yes, to properties. All of you, please follow through with this. Advanced system setting. So by now, guys, learn these basic things, how to set up environment variables, etc. These are developer skills. Now you will go in the system variable, you'll add a new one. Click on, in capital letters, JAVA underscore HOME. In the variable value, you'll say C colon slash JDK hyphen 11. That is not the way it is. It's case sensitive. In your directory, it is, yes, hyphen 11. Okay, say okay. So in other people's machine, guys, wherever it is, you need an environment variable. Now, do you see that environment variable here, Java home, in the list, in the lower list, system variables? It is alphabetical, so you have to look at by J. It is up. Yeah, Java. Yeah. So guys, are we all seeing it? What to do on Windows? Anybody who needs help on Windows, guys? All right, those of you on other operating systems, share your screen if you're having problems.
I just say, okay, sir.
Okay, yes. Open a new command shell, ignore the one that you had, open a new one. Okay. Enter that directory, wherever your code is, wherever your project is. Very good. This is good, huh? Good. Now let's enter the directory. Very good. Go there. Now you give the same command, mvnw space compile Quarkus :dev. Quarkus :dev. Colon, not hyphen, colon, dev. Hit enter. Good. It will work its way through now. Praveen, are you there?
Yes, Asif.
Anil, how about you? Are you there?
Yes. I am running on localhost Asif. It's running now.
Yes. Yeah, so it is running right now.
Yeah, okay. You guys are all able to see hello. Kate, how about you? Are you able to get your hello?
I have Java 11 from way back in our big data days. The weird thing for me is that my project, it says a number of megabytes out of 530 megabytes, and it keeps slipping back down in size, from 300 and then back to 192. So it seems like it's trying to run uphill to 530 megabytes, but it keeps slipping back down the hill. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Generating Walker's project.
Yeah. So hang on, guys. All of you, just wait a minute. Now, can you please visit localhost :8080 in a new browser tab?
Yeah.
Host :8080.
So what should we see?
No. It's localhost. What does localhost stand for, Harini? Do you know?
I don't know, sir.
It is your machine, your own machine, laptop or whatever. 8080. 8080 is the port. No?
Okay.
So it is like, you have a train station, you have a station, right? You reach some station, like you reach Delhi, you reach Calcutta, you reach somewhere, right? Use Fremont. So in the world of computer, it's exactly the same. Every machine is like a station. Okay. So to access, whenever a train comes, you need to know which machine, which station and which platform. The equivalent of platform number in web is the port. So you're saying on localhost machine station, go to the 8080 platform effectively. That's the meaning of it. Hit enter. Yes. So everything is running. If you see this page, guys, it means things are running. Now go back to your URL and put /hello after 8080. No. You did, yeah. At the end of it, put /hello slash forward slash forward slash forward slash hello.
It's rest easy.
That's it. It's all working in your local machine. It's working. Today, we will stop here. We'll make it work locally. We are very, very close to taking it to the cloud, and we will do that next time. If you guys get a chance over the next few days, try to follow the steps on your own. Otherwise, we will certainly do it on Monday. Right? Who else is stuck? Let's.
Asif, I have something else that's coming up with a curl error. If you can take a look and give some.
Open your screen.
Yeah. Sharing. Desktop 3.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Harini, but become familiar with the command line and these things. Huh? You need to. It's a gap.
So should I make the screen larger or you can read?
I can see it. I have a 50-inch screen. Everything looks huge in my
So
screen.
this is where the error came up, Asif. If you see, where is it?
No, that is all right. Keep going down. Premjit compile caused by, hang on, let me read it. Could not find a load main class Maven wrapper. So your Maven is in a screwed up state. Okay, guys.
What do you think is the problem?
On your machine, we need to install Maven. So that is something else I should tell people to do.
So Maven would have come with what? Like which installation would have brought Maven in?
Typically,
Eclipse should have that, right?
Yeah, but just do MVN on your command line.
MVN.
MVN, and just say minus help.
Enter.
Yeah, or just hit enter. Yeah.
No, there's no MVN. Okay.
So that's reason. What is happening is you curl failed to verify legitimacy, therefore could not establish a secure. More about the situation. Okay, forget about this. Go to the Maven site, maven.apache.org.
From a browser, right? Yeah.
Asif, I got to the point where Harini.
Okay. Actually, you don't have to do that. Let me show you an alternative way. Bring your Eclipse. Go to your Eclipse. So this is a better way, but I didn't want to get you guys into that. Right click on your project.
Okay.
Right click on your project. Do you see run as?
Run as.
Now at the bottom, you see run configurations.
Okay.
Right? And pick Quarkus applications at the bottom.
This one. Okay.
Yeah. When you have clicked on it, now hit the new button, which is at the top. Just double click on it, see what happens. Yeah,
okay.
You are doing there. So now you're doing this project. Just say run.
So this is the IDE version of the command line thing that we did a moment ago.
Maximize your screen. Yeah, good. Maximize your console itself so that the full screen is taken by the console. Double click on the console.
Here?
Yeah, double click on this. Yeah. Let's see what's happening. Yes, it's all working. Now what happens is, so I'll tell you what the problem is happening. On your host machine, the Maven is not properly set up. Let's keep it for later. But from within Eclipse, you can run it like this. Huh?
But where would the problem have started? When I installed Eclipse or when I installed JDK?
I don't know when it would have happened. See, Maven is something you install separately. I'll add instructions to install Maven. We can do that right now. I can show you. But before we do that, copy that link, http://localhost 8080 at the bottom, at the very bottom, third line from the bottom. Copy that. And the rightmost sentence, listening on.
Where is it? I'm not following.
Oh,
this one. Oh, yeah, this one.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Please copy and put it in a browser.
Okay.
Good. It's running. Now put /hello. Good. You're there. So now we'll fix the Maven. So go to the Maven site. You're on what, Mac or something, right?
This is a Mac, yeah.
Okay. So just say install, download, install, or install, whatever.
I'll try the download so that I pick the correct one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will troubleshoot this then, Asif.
Yeah,
I need to
install.
figure out the Mac one, right?
Yeah. And see, it's very simple. Maven is very easy. Just unzip it wherever, and then after that, set your Maven MVN home to that. The other way you can do that is go back, please. Let's look at the install option directly.
Which one are you talking about?
Previous page. Please go back to the previous page.
Okay.
Do you see the use install? Install. Yeah, click on that. Yeah. So follow these steps. This is it. Unzip. Yeah. So you'll follow these steps.
All right, we'll do that. Okay.
Right. This is it. All you have to do. So generally, right, it's a good idea. So guys, Maven is a project building tool. It makes your life very easy. And you want to always use the latest version of Maven. So every few months, visit the Maven site and replace whatever you have with the latest.
Is Maven something like a make file?
Yes.
Let's put it this way. Makefile and Maven are like putting a matchstick next to the sun. So
okay, I'm not following the analogy now.
imagine putting a little candle, and they both do the same thing. Makefiles help you build your code. Maven helps you build your code. But the power of Maven and the is way, way, way more. The whole world is standardized on Maven, Gradle, and its derivatives, Gradle, and so forth.
Yeah, the last I used a make file was 96. Asif.
Those were the C, C++ make files.
Yeah, in Unix, yeah.
Yeah. I still use that for C, C++ code and Fortran code.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So at this moment, anybody else needs help? Are we all able to see the hello run? Because it's a long journey, but are you all able to run this app locally?
I'm pretty sure once it finishes
Okay. Rafiq, how about you? Were you able to run?
Yes, yes.
Anil, you were able to run?
Yes.
Okay. Aritya, were you able to run? Aritya is probably fallen asleep. Balaji?
Yes, Asif. I got the hello.
You all got it, huh? Shiva?
Yes, I was able to run it successfully.
So guys, it's a milestone.
I was using IntelliJ instead of Eclipse, but that's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, so long. I mean, if you're using IntelliJ, means you're already savvy. You knew all of this stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's same Asif with IntelliJ as similar to Eclipse.
Very similar.
Yeah, very similar, but more advanced. So, one more thing, Asif.
Help me, guys. If you take screenshots and do that thing for IntelliJ and give me the notes, I'll add it for the benefit of everyone.
Right? Oh, sure. Yeah.
So guys, I'll summarize what we learned today. We learned how to create a cluster in the cloud, isn't it? A Kubernetes cluster. Kubernetes, what is Kubernetes? We talked about it in the Monday session. It is the puppet, it's the puppet master. And the containers are the puppets that it plays around with. Our applications are in the puppets, are in the containers, Docker container, and Kubernetes is the one that manages it and manages it very well. Google runs planet scale applications with hundreds of millions of hits every day using Kubernetes and container technology. It is the most robust technology that we know of at this moment. So what you have learned so far in this lab is something very, very significant, guys. Don't think that this is just yet another lab. See, if you didn't do autoencoder or something, it's okay. You missed one topic. But if you don't know Kubernetes, you pretty much are not there in the 21st century as far as technology is concerned. Right? So learn about it, learn about containers, learn about Kubernetes. I have taken you this far. We will next time we will deploy this application that we built locally. We will deploy it in Kubernetes. But in the meanwhile, read up on Kubernetes, read up on Docker, make yourself familiar, and those instructions that I've given you, try to follow through the rest of it. I will explain it to you guys clearly on Monday and take you forward. Right? And by the way, did you guys find this thing useful, or was it too frustrating and you would rather forget about it?
I think it's critical, even though parts of it are frustrating.
Yeah.
I predict once I'm not doing Zoom that my computer will have enough bandwidth to finish what it's trying to do.
So we need to stop the cluster, right? Kubernetes.
So how do we stop
cluster.
it now, sir?
You can't. You have to get rid of the cluster.
No, you
Okay.
stop. I think so. I mean, from a practical perspective, what we're going to lose right now by leaving the cluster there in a shutdown state is the cost of the storage.
That is
you already reduced to 30 GB, right? So it'll be in cents.
Which is not, it is in cents. That's true. But if you want to totally not pay any money, you have to get rid of it.
I'll spend some pennies.
Yeah.
So, okay, if I have to leave it, so I just leave it like this, sir, and end it, or now?
See, in my, see, depends, you know, I keep clusters running most of them. Right? Because you need it all the time. I am busy doing a lot of that work. So you just
leave it.
Or rather you make your company pay the bill.
I'm not
No,
employed.
If the bill goes overdue, you have to pay us. People will chase you.
Yeah. So be careful, guys. Sometimes I know that people get, oh, you know, GPUs. Oh, you know, I really need this instance at this high compute. And they feel very excited that they have a machine that they could never have had otherwise. And before you know it, they're slapped with a $4,000, $5,000 bill. So now Google has smartened up. It will actually not authorize you big instances. You have to literally put in a ticket, get the authorization, give a reason why you need big instances, and then they'll give you big instances with lots of GPU. So just to give you an example, we run the compute that is running. In fact, it has 1,000 cores. The big data computation we are running. Yeah. So that sort of cluster you cannot create just by going to the menu and pulling down 2, 3, etc. is fine, but 1,000 cores you need to have a direct private relationship with Google.
Asif,
What
just
do
a
you
quick
want to
question.
do now, sir?
Come again?
Asif,
Yeah.
quick question. So we just connected the G Cloud system, right? We just leave it as it is. Few dollars or cents is okay. Those 4 systems, 4 CPU and 30 GB. We don't need to do anything with it, right? We just let it run. It's few dollars per.
So just stop it. You'll pay for storage. That's all.
Okay.
You can just delete it. I'm deleting it now.
Yeah, you can just go. Yeah, one thing is, once you have the instructions, you can keep recreating it. So don't worry. But yeah.
What do you do with just, I mean, how do you stop it instead of deleting?
Hang on. The way you do that, actually, I don't stop ever. So I don't know how to figure it out. There has to be a way to do it. Anybody remembers how to do that? There must be some view and detail all possible actions. We create clusters. We don't usually.
No, I think in Kubernetes, you can't stop it. Like you have to delete it. Compute engine, you can stop it, but not the cluster, Kubernetes clusters.
No. How do you stop the compute engine?
For compute engine, you have to go to the compute engine and then select the checkbox, and then you can stop it.
There's one thing you could do. Where are we? Compute, not a compute engine. See, behind it are VM instances. And you see your VM instances here? Right.
You're not sharing the screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. So what you can do, I think, see, do you see this? Right. So
no, this is part of the cluster, so it won't let you stop it.
Yeah, it won't let us stop this. Yeah, I think Kubernetes you can't.
Yeah, no, because like if it detects that it is not active, it will spin a new one because of the auto healing and
it's true.
Auto scaling.
You can't stop it.
I think so. Asif, from a practice, I haven't left one running, but just thinking logically, we will end up paying for both network as well as storage, because that's what we are really consuming by leaving the
Not just
cluster.
storage, CPU. No? These things we are paying by the hour. These instances.
Yeah, this one is by the hour.
By the hour. So you have to look at the price calculator. See, if you go to the price calculator, GCP price.
10 cents per hour. 10 cents.
So how much is it, for
10
instance?
cents per hour.
10 cents an hour. So 30 cents an hour.
No, it depends upon the configuration what we selected.
Yeah, depends on
cloud calculator. If you go to the Google Cloud Calculator, you can then do that. Kubernetes engine, right? Total number of nodes across all the 3. We have, total number of nodes is 3, right? Number of zonal clusters.
GCP2, right?
Nodes is 12, Asif. I think.
Number of
3
nodes.
clusters, right?
Not 3 clusters, 3 instances, each with 4 cores.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
What are
also
these
set a
nodes?
budget for Google Cloud Platform.
Regular, this is it. Machine family was general purpose. Yeah, it was general purpose. N1 is the one that we chose. And here we go. You can go and pick. This is the one that I picked. This is it, data center. Data center was West, US West one. Useful. Committed usage, average number of hours. Each node is running, blah, blah, blah. So this is it, add to estimate. And so you will come up with the estimate of 437 per month, right? And you can ask for sustained use discount. And usually you reach out to them, they'll give you. You're paying 20 cents an hour for this. Right? It is expensive, isn't it, guys?
At this point, to the question that Harini and Balaji asked, and plus what's running in my mind, it makes sense to delete it because creating will take us another 5 minutes.
Yeah, it takes 5 minutes. That's what it is. See, once you become confident with these instructions that I've given you, that's what you should do. Delete and create. In reality, what will happen is, see, for development, this is it. And the other thing we do actually is we run a local Kubernetes cluster. So we don't pay the cloud bills. That works out quite well for us.
Asif, I still don't understand the calculation. It comes to $5 a day. It should be $150. I still don't get how it's $437, but yeah.
Show your calculator. See, because there are 3 instances. No? What did you do?
Oh, it's $0.2 per hour, right? So that's where I picked up the number.
Yeah. So
it's multiplied by 3. Okay.
So it is $430, isn't it?
Oh, it's per cluster. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And for we need to follow all the coworkers, the whole instruction that we need to follow once we delete and restart.
Yeah, so the cluster creation you have to go through again. You won't have to do everything. See, the console is there, right? Google console, etc. You'll have to do very little. You just have to create a new cluster. That's all.
Right. Okay.
Right. But see, what happens is you do all of these things when you're going to production, guys. Huh?
Right.
Teaching you how to go to production. Going to production is always an expensive business because the reliability and these things are rock solid, and you're going to production now. Yeah. You're learning those techniques. So go ahead and delete it, but make sure that before you come to the class on Monday, you have it back up and everything is working.
Got it.
Right? That's what I would suggest.
Okay, so we just go and delete it. That's it.
Or the alternative thing we can do is we could do a session on a Saturday if you guys want to just keep it running, pay for 3-4 days, $10 or it will come to, right? And $10, $15 or $20 it will come to for per day. It is what, 20 cents, 24 divided by 5, $6.
Okay.
Like it's $15 per day.
$15 a day, yeah. So $15 a day, yeah. So this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So $45, yeah, that's a lot of money to waste. kill it, but make sure that you can follow the instructions and do it. See, guys, you learn also. These things you have to become very smooth at. Yeah. And I still do this, on my own. I try all, even though obviously I have a large team of 60 people. And so I don't actually need to do all this because, I have a whole staff who will take care of these things. But it's important to know how to do this. Why is it important? Because, your team is not always, you can't disturb your team in the middle of the night, right? And I usually get quiet time only late at night. Daytime is meetings. So then you have to know how to do all of these things on your own when you're doing your own development. So pick it up.
So Asif, other option is like you can create a new Google account and you get like a $300 credit.
Oh yes, that's
for 90 days, and then you can like practice it with that.
Yeah, that's a very good idea, guys.
Yeah, so when it runs out, Google recommends that create another one and practice it again.
Oh, they themselves recommend it?
Yes, because I've used like around like 10 accounts till now. I asked them like instead of creating like a new account and getting another 300, why don't they give us like more credit? And they said like, no, that's not their policy. If they come up with some promotion, yes, but they recommended that like, why don't you create a new account and then forever you can like keep getting that $300.
So guys, follow that, $300 at a time. Use that, don't rake up a big bill.
So for
Yeah,
all
the
new
recommendation
account,
is try to run it for a day or two so that you know like how the costing works.